Hello, everybody. Welcome back, 13 Sentinels. Let me see. Did I mute myself properly? I did! All right. Cool. Here we are. So,
click the wrong thing.
Back on. There we go.
We are.
Hopefully, my entire... Oh.
He says that something's clearly gone wrong.
Don't worry. It's the same thing. I accidentally kicked the plug again. I really should figure out where to put that plug instead of directly where my feet naturally want to sit.
Parsec is on. We're good to go.
Here we go. I know the answer is most likely going to be no, and that's fine, but did you get a chance to check out that Tears of the Kingdom is a bad video game? Are you planning on watching that, period?
Yeah, I could watch it soon. Yeah, today, this morning was just like I was out.
No, and that's totally fine. By the way, you guys had a meeting?
We did. I
thought the meeting was next week.
No. It was this weekend after GDC. Yeah, we had it. So. Oh
well. Missed it. My bad.
Yeah, I was out at a cafe. I kind of forgot about it, but I was like, I could just like talk to the guys anywhere.
I was legitimately just playing Monster Hunter. I thought that the meeting was next week.
You could have joined, and I was walking throughout my downtown, and I like walked into, there was like a farmer's market, and I walked into the comic store. So you could have seen that. I directly showed them the JoJo books that I had once taken a picture of and sent to you.
The Media ones?
I believe so. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. But yeah, so not really much time to, once the meeting started, because usually I go out to like a cafe to start continue writing on my book. Even me writing my book, I was like, I cannot do this as I'm talking to these guys. So I literally just
that's a little bit like, I have trouble multitasking, but that's not even multitasking at that point, right? That is like literally
I know. I was just like in a perfect, what was it? I was like in a good flow, and I was like, can I salvage this at all? But after some time I was like, no, I'm engaging in the conversation too much, and I don't want to cut it off. So yeah. But it was good. It was really nice.
Before we resume with 13 Sentinels, I did want to just give you just like a little bit of a warning about that video that I sent you. The Tears of the Kingdom is a bad video game or whatever.
Yeah.
It's got, so like the video is like 3 hours and something minutes long, right? Like it's a full ass like video essay, because the person goes through like all of their thoughts pretty succinctly. Or not succinctly, pretty verbosely, literally the opposite. But there's gonna be a moment like towards the beginning where you're like, man, this bitch just won't stop complaining. Because like I want to save probably the first 25 minutes of this 3 hour something long video. When I was watching it, like I was playing Monster Hunter while having it on my second monitor, and I was like, man, fucking whine, it screamed, like the beginning bit screams like somebody who had really high expectations that were never going to be met in the first place. But I promise you, once you get past that, like you will feel it. Like there's a tangible difference. Literally,
they stopped complaining, and now they're actually giving like constructive.
Well, no, it's I guess it's their complaints start getting more valid and reasonable. I guess, if that makes sense. And so it's like, because the entire video is extremely well organized in terms of like their thought process and like their reasoning for why they're saying these things. But it's just at first, it really comes off as somebody being like, I don't like Tears of the Kingdom because Breath of the Wild is my favorite video game. Like one of the things that kind of baffled me was that, like just as an example, super early on, they were complaining about the durability system in Tears of the Kingdom. And I was like, it's way better than it was in Breath of the Wild. What the fuck are you talking about? And then it turns out that what they were doing their entire game was, instead of fusing weapons to weapons, they were fusing random materials to weapons to give it a little bit of durability boost. Because when you fuse two weapons together, both weapons shatter at the same time. But it more than doubles the combined durability of both of them. So I'm like, get over it. Like, what do you want? Like,
you missed like a vital point in the game that really.
And to be fair, they acknowledge this in the comments where it's like, listen, I understand, but the fact that you could do this means that it should be valid. And that was like, once again, not agreeing with literally everything they say in the 3.5 hour long video or whatever, but it's like a lot. It like I think the reason why I think you would enjoy the videos specifically is that they go really in depth on like where the narrative could have been, and I think you would find that really fascinating compared to what we actually got. But anywho.
Okay. Ooh, I also took a picture of my breakfast this morning. I'm gonna send it to you because...
Hold on.
It's
Did I just immediately stumble upon a typo?
I am
How do you spell
How
do you spell appreciate? Can you type it out?
Does it have 2 P's?
If it has 2 P's, then it is not a typo.
Yeah, I think it has 2 P's.
Okay, because obviously the apostrophe is like appreciate it, but never because like the second P doesn't make any sense because it's not appreciate it, it's appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right.
So I sent you my breakfast, and normally this would not be unique at all, but the right hand dish was biscuits and gravy, and let me tell you, normally biscuits and gravy, I'm like really dubious on whether or not they're actually good because I'm you know, on the West Coast, and normally I only mainly trust the Southerners to do it correctly. But this cafe is like they changed their menu, you know, they're kind of small business or whatever. This biscuits and gravy was so good, Zach, that I'm just like, oh, I'm never gonna find this anywhere else unless I go to the actual, like, southern states. Oh, very good.
The hell is that?
A sentinel.
That's one gnarly. Another kaiju thing?
No. Sentinel number 13. A robot that fought to protect the city.
We got kaiju fighting robots now? The future's wild, man. But I guess in the end, it lost, huh? Anyway, we're kind up a creek here. Look.
The road's nothing but rubble.
Even if we tried to climb down, the other side's no better. Guess we gotta turn back.
So where was she trying to go here?
Let's do it.
They're just exploring.
I'm worried about.
Okay. So I'm assuming, like, the obvious, but Ogata's storyline happens after all of this.
Yes. Firmly based on his memories of, like, romantic interest.
Yeah.
She's not here either.
Kisaragi-kun.
Kisaragi-kun.
Please don't trouble me any further. Come. We must evacuate.
Just give me a second. I'm not leaving without my mom.
You must.
Your mom is not real.
Did you know that apparently there's an honorific Where game? Oh, sorry. Yeah. I didn't even realize it wasn't streaming. Why is it not streaming?
I don't know.
Yeah, that was, well, thank you very much, Golden Wise. I straight up didn't even realize. Oh, you know what it was? It was probably when I accidentally unplugged the thing. It probably just lost signal. Alright, well, there you go. We're back.
The Deimos invasion has already begun.
Oh, yeah, sorry. The thing I was going to say. Did you know that there's apparently an honor... You know how, like, senpai essentially means, like, teacher or master or whatever? Did you know that apparently there's an honorific for, like, student or disciple?
Yeah. I do... Oh, shoot. This was one of the words when they were, like, was learning Japanese that I do not remember easily. Hold on.
Sentinel.
I'm gonna...
It's too soon for another deployment.
This is Juro.
Izumi.
I'm going to take them on.
What are you doing piloting that?
This is Sentinel number 13. There's no one else who can pilot it but me. Sorry to rush you, but we're running out of time.
I'll go when I find my mom.
Miss Morimura.
Oh, yikes.
Change of plans. Juro Izumi's made his choice. His nanomachines aren't going to hold much longer. If we don't begin the test now, we'll miss our chance. The evacuation can wait. Hurry and bring that girl over.
Is it that?
That girl. Why is it that girl and not... You clearly didn't know her name, I guess. Back to Tomi.
Is it Gaiseki?
Miwako?
Gakuse? Gakuse. Oh, Gakuse desu.
What's up?
Okay, that was the term.
I don't know if that's the term. The honorific that I was referring to, I don't know, maybe it's incorrect, but I thought it was kohai.
Oh! Kohai. Okay. No, I've heard of that too.
What happened? Shinonome-senpai!
Gakuse, this is like a student.
I only have to wait for a second. What should we do,
She's dead!
She just warped herself out.
She wasn't exactly in a state. We need to find...
What the fuck did you do? She's like freaking out.
She might still be nearby. Let's split up and look.
Got it.
Okay.
I'll go check across the street.
Thanks.
Well, I mean,
Maybe she went...
if like, I don't know if it's not exactly logic, but by hope, Shinonome would be the one to take them out of here, right?
Hypothetically. If anything, this might be how Tomi gets in with that group. Right.
Where could she have gone? I don't know what to do. Any luck?
Not a trace. She must have gone real.
Or she just warped out, but I really don't think that's the case, because Miwako should have seen that.
I'm gonna go...
That's true.
You stay here, Miwa. Never know when that's.
The way he walks is weird.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
10 minutes. I'm not hanging around.
I don't...
Good searching. We go back and Miwako's fucking dead.
Nothing in there.
Oh my god, how fucked up would it be if it's
so
revealed?
Bad.
How fucked up would it be if it's revealed that this entire time Miwako's actually been like, this is a real like human clone. She dies, we replace her with an android and just don't tell anyone.
That would be crazy. That would be morbidly crazy. Yeah.
Where is she? She couldn't have gone... Did you find footprint?
Thought I had something.
We're gonna die. We're gonna die out here.
I mean, there's technically one other area you had
Maybe we
access.
should look somewhere else.
Yeah, access to.
Can I return to base?
No good, huh?
Looks that way.
Alright.
Cool. Korororororo.
Usami.
Yes.
I think that means. I think that essentially means she's not back. Yeah.
Nope.
Got one other place to check out.
I definitely think she's probably going to the Sentinel. Because if you can get the Sentinel to
What about the
teleport,
Sentinel
then
we
they're
saw?
out of here.
Maybe she...
Big guy did stand out.
Miwako, be careful.
We'll be back in a jiff.
Though, what if they leave Miwako on accident?
This is why this is why Miwako has a little bit of a weight problem, because people are always saying like, "Hey, you hang back." she doesn't actually get
They keep on telling her to wait around, you know.
and it's not her fault. Like she's having normal diet, normal whatever. It's just that everybody's constantly like, "You wait here." Oh, I'm stupid. It would be the high school, obviously, because Shinonome has access to that teleporter. That's in the science room.
Is this her Sentinel as well?
No, this would have been... This one's Karabe's. We just saw that.
Yeah, so it's like, even if she came to this Sentinel, she couldn't use it.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking because the Sentinel has the teleporter, like the ability to teleport. But I think about it now, it's like, obviously, it's the high school.
We need to
I need to explore more thoroughly, apparently.
Anything?
Hate to break it, but I don't think she's come.
Now, can we leave? Okay. Apparently, they're like, you gotta talk to Goto as well.
This is not Goto.
Freaking.
Ogata.
Oh, God. You know what? Close enough.
No, it's not.
Pompadour boy. Is that better?
No.
Did you...
Oh, you're right. There's a second Pompadour guy here, too. Handkerchief lad?
Handkerchief lad. Oh, Goto.
Oh, Goto.
Oh, Goto.
Miwako, be
be back in a jiff.
Oboto.
Yeah, this is the giant hole.
Wow, what a big scale picture. Oh, they pulled us back. Oh, is that where the entire school was?
Was it?
The hell?
And the schoolyard's totally caved in.
Oh, I didn't realize that that was...
question.
Oh, that is literally the school building that we're looking at right there. So the school is built on... Because I thought that this tunnel was dug so that way the Daimos could get access to, like, the saucer underneath. So it just so happens that the school is the center of the 30-kilometer radius or whatever? 30-kilometer diameter?
Because don't you know it? High school or whatever we classify these teenagers are at the center of the world.
I mean, as far as we know, they're literally the only non-AI creatures on this entire station. All of humanity has been reduced to, like, maybe 16 people.
That thing's a construction machine for developing Would it dig up a hole for... Maybe there's something down underground.
Like what?
Oh, no. Dude, this would have been an awesome chapter to get early. I think we're going to go down the tunnel, or down the hole, into the fucking flying saucer.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I don't know exactly how these kids are going to get in there.
Well, there's not a
Let's keep looking.
Speak of the depth.
Sheena.
Kick her in the head.
Wait! That can't be good. It's that android from before.
Is it broken?
Oh.
Guess there's our answer.
What? Those were completely off, though.
Run!
Are you actually able to? Okay, I was about to say.
We're surrounded.
She didn't know that.
What? That came from the left, though.
Serves you
Okay.
right.
Thank you, A.
I don't know what you're talking about, A. It's not like these guys chose to come
My
here.
name's Sekigahara. You're Tomi Kisaragi, right? Didn't know any of you were left.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Oh. Shinonome's...
Gone.
But thank God, at least A's around, so at least he can take y'all back.
Dude, it was just a second ago.
I guess she ran away from...
So Ryoko-san's here too.
Are you with Morimura?
Maybe.
I mean...
Maybe.
From the future, right?
Yes. Quite a ways away.
Now listen here. How do you know Kisaragi?
That's...
A drone. It's a probe that found you two on its patrol. To think you were still here.
I think like it wasn't. we got flashback here.
Told you about...
Sorry you got caught up in this mess. In any case, you need to go to the underground gate. I'll take you there. Ryoko-san, I thought you would have returned already. All the gates
but our friend...
struggling to find my way out of here.
You too?
We need to go underground. The primary shifter should be there. The other gates all connect to that one from afar.
That's interesting. So, he said shifter. And not like
it's just
time,
a
and not
difference in terminology.
No, right. But
mean,
I'm saying like
yeah.
he didn't say like time machine. So I wonder if A at this moment is aware of the fact that it's not actually time travel. Right?
Yeah.
It is kind of fucked up though when you think about it that there really doesn't seem to be any way to get between the sectors without teleporting. Right?
Yeah.
They're merely access points.
Wouldn't that be kind of fucked up, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be kind of like an interesting little ditty where it's like we saw what it looks like when you leave the radius, right? It just turns into like this nonsensical whatever like construction site.
Yeah.
How interesting would it be if one of the characters from like 1940 like all fucked up and speaking in like a weird accent, like an old-timey accent, comes to 1985 and is like, what? Like physically walks there. Like that'd be kind of sick.
Underground. Down there. That's where we need to go.
Correct.
Well, at least someone saved him. Hopefully they went back for their friend. I mean, this did give us context about, you know, where exactly, I guess, this, you know, the hole, I guess, in the main shifting location is.
Yeah.
In a word, yes, but...
She ran off somewhere near the school. Guy named Sekigahara is looking for her, right?
Who's that?
The only other guy we've seen here besides us.
Anyway, it seems like we've got a way home. It's a 1980... Really? We came here to... You ready? Yeah.
It's very funny, because I still find Miwako's voice to be very annoying. Like, it's way too high-pitched for me. But at the same time, she is a human marshmallow, and I do want the best.
She is cute, yeah.
Let's head to the school.
Oh, Kata, like, sprinted.
That's where we're going.
Really?
He's giving, like, in my eyes, like a Waluigi walk.
Is this that robot? That's weird. Wasn't there more than one android here?
Now that you mention it.
I mean, did it get up and leave?
Ryoko-san.
See, Ryoko bad! Ryoko bad guy!
Still don't remember.
Well, I mean, in this case, she thinks it's 426.
Who's in A?
Yeah.
Why would she think
Did you
that?
forget? Well, I think this is at the point where she's still trying to capture him.
Trying to capture A.
Yeah.
She loses her memories every 5 minutes. Yeah! Like a villain!
Oh my god.
Get him. 426.
There you go.
Okay. Get him. One shot. Alright, awesome. It's almost like these aren't combat androids.
Shinonome-senpai can control the...
She's being manipulated by the one in charge of them.
Yeah, Ida.
It would have been Ida, correct. That makes sense. So Ida obviously bad guy, but Shinonome is bad guy because she can't think straight. Just like how Megumi is bad guy because she's stupid.
Yeah. I wonder what
we can walk a little faster, my guy.
What's the report?
Identified evidence of activity. A human likely utilized a crane to descend.
Sounds like Ryoko-san's gone ahead. Secure the crane. Don't let her lock it up.
Now, is that BJ or is that just anybody else? Or just like a random...
I don't really know. I mean, it could be... My mind was going to the one where maybe Natsuno took its brain out of it, but I'm not sure. Could be.
That'd be kind of interesting, actually. Although that's a different place. That's a different sector than this.
So.
Isn't it really deep?
300 meters. That quadruped's got a crane equipped.
Also, how fucked up would it be if the teleportation isn't actually teleportation at all? Imagine, because like these are all like androids and clones with interlocutors in their brain and stuff. Imagine the quote-unquote teleporter literally just extracts your mind, vaporizes your body into base components, and then just in the other sector, you get reassembled, and then your brain gets put back in.
Well,
dude, that would be fucked up.
About in terms of teleportation, right?
I mean, I've always said that portals are better than teleportation, but, like, I'm thinking about it, given the context of, like, the technology that they've presented so far in this world, like, with actual, tangible, like, explanations, that makes me really, I don't know, uncomfortable, I guess.
A crane?
Indeed.
That does sound like construction equipment.
We'll use it like an elevator. It'll take us all the way to the bottom. What about your friends?
They just stood back here?
What's on your mind?
That guy just now, are you sure he's safe to be around?
He has a gun. Well they already get new clones every loop. No, sure, the new clones every loop. I guess, I don't know, it's just It's just the weird like inhumanity of it all. That's fucking with me. Because it's not even just the fact that it's like imagine what I just described is real, right? Natsuno, without even realizing it, like I know she's probably been through like a bunch of loops or whatever, but like her going around teleporting looking for the Sentinel with BJ, like she quote unquote died and was like reconstituted like fucking 30 times. Right? Like, that's kind of fucked up to think about, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, we don't have much of a choice.
Come on!
Let's go.
Wait for us!
Looking like a guy.
Ryoko-san. Wait.
What in the fresh hell is...
She's like, I had to sprint down here.
Too much for me. You gonna be okay? I'm not good with heights. I didn't realize just how deep it was until I thought I was going to die.
I thought I was going to die. That was
she's cute, though.
That was a great line read. Holy shit. That fucking, you know what it, now I'm thinking about it, it's very it's pearl coated.
Oh my god.
The kind of gadgets we saw in that deck, they're all over the dam, almost like we're in the belly of the boss.
What the hell are you talking about? You high?
Why'd she move back?
Recognize me?
I think he did something to her. I think he gave her the pills or something.
Emma, why are you here?
Looks like you got some memories back.
Because like both of those two people are currently suffering the process of having their memories separated, right? So it seems like she's further along than him by a lot.
No, yeah, I was wondering about Miwako. She walked off screen.
Well, she saw like a hamburger.
Oh my god.
Sorry, a hamburger.
Hamburger.
Hang on a little longer.
Wow, she dropped fast.
1985. Miura, help me out.
No,
Oh, that is
that is BJ.
The pills are in sector 4.
It's interesting.
You need to grab.
She will be. I was worried for a moment.
What happened to her?
An incident occurred during our fight in the Sentinels.
Mm-hmm.
From that point on, we began having memory issues. Unfortunately, someone's been taking advantage of that.
How about you say the person? How about you give information because it's helpful to know who's manipulating who?
Well,
please.
to be fair, in this context, why would he just say the random person's name? Right?
Well, even to these guys, right? Because if that person is dangerous and not good, wouldn't A want like them to avoid?
I don't disagree with you on principle, but I'm just saying like when I'm talking about work, I don't say like when I'm talking about like my job, I'm not saying everybody's name. I'm just saying, oh, my coworker or this one guy I work with, right? Like, because it's like, I mean, I'm actually thinking about it now. Wouldn't it be like kind of psychotic if everyone always did that? Like there was no pronouns. It was just always like, yes, Saba did this, and then I, Zachary, did this.
Her condition is far more serious than mine. She can't prevent it. In any case, looks like...
Oh yeah, sorry. The thing I was gonna ask, God, what's the middle evolution of Titty Nurse?
Fuyusaka?
Yeah, Fuyusaka. Did she also suffer the memory thing or no? Because the event that he's...
But she got completely wiped, right? That's the same with like Kurabe.
Fuyusaka did?
Yeah, they what was it? Someone was injecting Moimura's memories into her. She was like completely...
Well, Moimura was doing that. Moimura was injecting her. Oh no,
but she was a clean slate.
No, but okay, so she was a clean slate?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Her and Kurabe were clean slates to begin with.
Well, because I know Kurabe was a clean slate because they debated whether or not they should bring back Izumi or make a new personality, which is what they ended up doing with Kurabe, right? But then I thought Fuyusaka was just like they just like reconstituted a different. Fuyusaka didn't participate in the failed battle. There you go. That's what I was thinking of. Because like, because I'm thinking of that scene where like once again Ida and them are Ida and Titty Nurse or whatever are on the roof, and you start seeing the virus come in and like infect their system and stuff. I thought it was Shinonome, A, and Izumi that were all there and all got affected by the virus. I thought
it'll be ready soon. Just wait here for him.
Looks like something out of a...
Usami-chan, the way we came in is completely dark. I never want to do that again.
Don't worry, we'll be home soon.
Okay, get in the center, everyone. If anyone's not in the center, I'm getting nervous.
Is using it too?
She's the reason we're able to use it at all. This functionality was her handiwork.
Interesting. Hutch. Don't like that.
What could this be?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is in the satellite, I think.
Oh, do you think this is Hatsune Miku?
This is Hatsune Miku.
Number 16.
Who's 16? Maybe
I thought wrong. 16. No, I thought 16 was Shinonome.
Is everything okay?
I finally got through.
Kisaragi, what are your coordinates?
Kisaragi.
So that's her, Tomi Kisaragi. So it is.
Okay, so 16 is Tomi.
Hatsune Miku.
Kisaragi?
My current location is on my Sentinel. And even myself, I don't know what condition we're in.
Okay, so your initial impression was correct. That is Hatsune Miku.
Sentinel number went completely off the radar after that incident I mentioned.
Oh, is that why they can't find this fucking thing? Because it's floating through space?
Orbit. Yeah.
Well, no wonder they can't fucking find it.
What did you do? How did you make contact?
All I did was poke this thing.
Why is he so aggressive?
From a TV screen, didn't it kind of sound like you?
You think so?
They got shifted to random locations. Who's they? And what are you referring
Probably,
to?
I don't know, maybe in like in the emergency shift, remember that they, you know, in that last battle where Moimura, and you saw like that big screen go to Moimura and them, and it was all going orange, and she's like, the last thing I can do is just to save them and just
But I
shift
thought
them.
Hatsune Miku is purely a digital entity. Right?
No. Did they say that she was purely? I thought she was in like.
I thought they specifically
thing in the orbit. And
I thought they no.
I
I thought when we were in Amagamaguchi's campaign, I thought she very clearly stated that she does not exist anymore. She exists purely as an AI consciousness.
Oh, I think I do remember that. I'm not sure. That's interesting. I unless she meant like, well, only like to you guys, like I can't physically shift there because she's in like in a different separate location that she cannot like leave or whatever. But
and like if the emergency shift allows you to, or just like teleports you to a random place, I can only assume that it will automatically teleport you to someplace really high, like in orbit, because it's very unlikely that you're gonna like if you're in low. Which one is it? Is it high or low orbit is the one with like no debris in it? I think it might be high orbit. So like if you shift to high orbit, you're essentially just in a holding pattern until they can come get you, which I think is what's happening to Hatsune Miku right now. And I wonder... No, wait, hold on. Ogata was never actually floating through space, right? That was just like an interface that Pinky Twink was using to like trick him. Right?
I think so.
From Ogata's campaign.
You mean Okino? Okino.
I couldn't remember the name.
I was like, give me a hot second. What are we talking about?
Hey, did you call that person Kisaragi?
Kisaragi, the control system for Sentinel number 6.
Why do we have the same name?
Because
she is you.
Rather, a different you.
Huh?
I get it now.
Do you?
You're not real.
Your biometric ID.
The line of communication opened due to her ID being authenticated.
Give it another try.
Kisaragi,
If you're there, answer.
I managed to connect to the system and determine my look. The answer is trouble.
Oh?
I'm outside
Are you fucking stupid? Just say you're in space! I am
no, that'd be giving too much of the plot away.
What does that mean?
This place is not recognized in any era.
Maybe she can't. That's why she can't shift, because maybe it's just like, you know.
It's literally outside. It's literally outside the system, so like they can't verify location or anything. Like someone literally has to go fetch her. But it's like what a fucking psychotic way of explaining that. Like, listen, I understand you might not know per se, and you literally don't have eyeballs to look at the world around you. But like, I exist outside the world. It's like, what are you talking about?
This is bad. I'm being denied access to all sectors. It's universal control. It's trying to get rid of me. At this rate, it just closes right away.
I think she's like fleeing now.
Universal thing.
Universal control. It's here, where the primary gate is housed.
Well, no, you're in one of the auxiliary universal controls. The actual one is in Sector 0, which we haven't been to yet, I don't think.
But yeah, within this same location.
I wonder if Sector 0 is gonna look like anything.
I'm not sure. I think it would just look exactly like this.
Yeah, do you think it would just look like almost an identical like version of this, so that way you don't even know that you're there? But like, because I'm thinking like if like an American studio were to make this game, you know, Sector 0 would be like the White House or like a cabin on top of a hill in the woods or something like something
really benign looking,
something auspicious or really benign. Whereas I feel like in this game it's gonna be like just a janitor's closet.
It looks like nothing.
Looks that way.
No.
This is bad.
There are androids. No, androids. Yeah, I figured. Remember, we don't see any androids here yet.
Stop. The command's not working.
And so I will stand there. Maybe Universal Control sent these guys.
Gather close.
No, because I don't think Universal Control is an entity. I think Universal Control is literally just like a tool. I don't know who's sending these androids. I think these androids might just be
Kisaragi just said Universal Control is coming after me, right?
No, she's saying, well, okay, yes, that's literally what she said, but I don't think Universal Control is a thing. It's like me, Saba, this is like me running you down with my car and you being like, that car is coming after me. Where it's like, yes, you're literally true, but I'm behind the wheel. That's what I think Universal Control is. I don't think Universal Control is like an AI system that's trying to like do anything. If anything, Universal Control would be the video game, right? That the Deimos video game that Okino like stole from.
Now.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And they're all here.
Which I think is fine, right? There's no complications with that.
No, they're not all here. Where's Miwako? I knew it! I knew something like this was gonna go on.
Why wouldn't she teleport?
Because she's not one of. But why would she? Okay, that is weird. Because why would she teleport to begin with if there was an issue with her like coming here now?
Because we didn't see like I thought we would see like an android reach out and grab her or something, but like no.
Yeah, Miwako was with the group, right?
Sweet. You hear that?
Yeah, she was definitely there.
Oh my god! We knew something like this was gonna happen.
I'm not even allowed to think about Miwako.
Maybe talk to yeah. Yeah.
Wasn't she right next to
Miwako!
What are you gonna say, A?
Let's go back. It's no use. She's not like us.
This is where they're like, she's fake.
What the fuck are you talking about? What, how did she get teleported in the first place?
The people here,
We're all managed by that computer underground. Isn't that right, Akun?
To make sure no one impacts this world.
Did they already replace her?
Universal control pulls the string. Behind the scenes, it handles our lives as it sees fit.
Right, because it's a video game that's been scaled up to be the size of 5 cities, right?
It must have determined that she was an inconvenience to this world.
What? This is where she's from.
No, but like she already knows too much.
Oh my god, do you really? Well, because she is an AI, right? The rest of these are the rest of these people are based on real people, whereas Miwako appears to just be like an AI construct. Do you actually think Universal Control deconstructed her, looked at her mind, and was like, too traumatized, delete, reset?
I mean, I don't know if it was exactly the same process, but I do think they were like, so she knows too much, she can't go back to here, we need to replace her with, like, you know, obviously the same person.
Because if she came back, she would know stuff and would impact stuff here. Sure, but the extra caveat onto that has to be the fact that she is just an AI construct compared to these people who are actually people. Because fucking Tomi knows stuff now, Ogata knows stuff now, but it didn't.
Yeah, but these guys are special.
That's what I'm saying. So it must be the fact that she's like an NPC.
So she's.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you're telling me though? So they shifted? Did she like deactivate? Is that what happened? Like I'm praying that like, I guess she just stopped working, because in my mind, imagine like they shifted and she's just there by herself being like, oh my god, and then the robots got her and essentially tore her apart. Do you think one of the robots
that's
was her?
Really sad. I don't like seeing that.
Oh yeah, do you think one of the robots we saw in the underground is her? Because we only saw. Remember, there was two on the right
Stop!
hand side?
You're freaking out too much. If I had to say what I think happened, I think that when you teleport, you always go back to Sector 0, in which Universal Control like is able to check stuff. Essentially, it's essentially like a validation system. I think they all went back to, I think, because once again, my thing of like, I don't think it's actually teleportation. I think it extracts your brain, vaporizes you, reconstructs you, and then puts your brain back in. I think it literally just extracted her brain, vaporized her, decided that she's inconvenient, and just didn't do the other process. So that's still horrific, but I don't think she was ripped apart by androids, no.
Well, I hope that's the case, because I don't remember. It's been a long time since I recalled who those 4 androids are.
I also think that was a different saucer than the ones we've been seeing. If anything, that'd be kind of neat if you could tell which saucer. Well, I mean, you could always tell which saucer you're in by just pausing the game, because it'll tell you what sector you are.
Yeah.
Usami-chan, I've been meaning to tell you. I found a cafe with some amazing-looking cakes. Shall we go?
I mean, this must be really
the same thing you said before we left.
Disheartening to hear.
Acting straight.
Well, no, Tomi still treats her like really good. I do imagine there are some people that like now look at Miwako and are like, you're not real. Nothing I say will really do actually anything.
Well, I mean, to make that argument, if I may, clearly this AI construct is advanced enough to at least be a simulacra of like a real person, right? Like, in a literal sense, yes, if something adversely affects Miwako, she could just be reset. But like, from my perspective, it's like, she's essentially just like the world's most advanced Tamagotchi now, right? You know?
Yeah,
where it's like, I already knew she was fake. Just like how Shu is fake. Like, once we saw that Shu was just like a fucking AI hallucination, I was like, Miwako's not real.
Oh, no, she's not fine.
She's not a combatant.
It's whatever, right? But I'm thinking about like how Tomi, you know, is responding to her, and I'm like, if you were actually there, I imagine.
If I was actually there, I would hug Miwako so hard, I'd be like, oh my god, Miwako!
I'm so sorry.
All right, Miwako.
It is really interesting, though. I would be the world's most depressed man if I learned that, like, reality was fake and the whole thing was being controlled by a video game. And, like, it was like, oh, by the way, just keep going. Like, no wonder Tomi doesn't give a shit about her grades or anything like that, because it's like, who cares? It's all fake.
last few days, did anything big happen? Anything at all?
The last few days. Oh, you remember? 3 days ago, we moved classrooms from the old building to the new one. That was so sudden, I could hardly believe it. Is that not it?
Oh, because it's kind of sad, because it's like, she will never have any awareness that, like, in a weird,
happened.
She's being manipulated, yeah.
This girl. New building?
This is that was incredibly weird.
It's like genuine, okay. Because I was saying last week that I think Tomi's narrative must have been written early in the process. Because it's doing such a great job of establishing, like, if we had done this, like, sooner, this would have established so many plot lines brilliantly. As opposed to us just kind of haphazardly discovering the timeline, or the plot lines on our own. This is, like, a really, really good, like, establishment of a bunch of the really interesting things that they're trying to get across. So it's like this weird situation now where it's like, we know that Miwako is just like an AI construct or whatever, but within the, like, if we had done this like second or as soon as it became unlocked, right, where we didn't know all this stuff, what actually happened in this narrative? From what the narrative presented to us, it's like, okay, she comes from 2025 before the robots attack, hypothetically, right? Goes back to 1985, is told to do her own thing, and then an event occurs that sends her, her friend, and some random, like, delinquent guy back to her timeline, like, her time period. You get to see how the world's destroyed, and so it's like, ooh, establishing this narrative of how we're gonna save the future or whatever. And then it turns into this thing where it's like, oh, we're gonna go down the hole, and androids, and we're gonna, like, teleport, or at least, or from the perspective of them, we're gonna time travel, right? And then Miwako doesn't come along. How do you reconcile that idea, right? Because, like, you present a bunch of mysteries, or things that you wouldn't even know are mysteries at the time, right? Because, like, when the game tells you, hey, it's time travel, why wouldn't you believe them, right? I believe that I was suspicious to begin with, but, like, the only time I was, like, 100% confirmed I know it's not time travel was when that, like, gash in the wooden post in Karabe's house didn't show up in the future. Because it's like, how does that make any sense, right? Like, that's not how time works. But if you saw this campaign first, how do you reconcile the idea that this is teleportation, or sorry, this is time travel, but Miwako doesn't get to come back and she gets reset? How do you keep that consistent in your mind? Like, are they, like, do you think that the idea here is that they are trying to posit the notion that quote-unquote universal control is literally like a council of, like, time-traveling, like, governance that, like, says, Miwako's too traumatized, remove her from this timeline, put in a new Miwako? Like, is that what they're trying to get, like, put forth here?
I mean, that kind of makes sense. I imagine they're able to, and that's why people just disappear in the other ones, because they're just like, oh, the universal controller, like, well, this place is worthless and there's no need to,
like in 1945, when Mama Karabe died, she, like, turned into light, like she was a fucking ascending to heaven, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they're like, oh, well, there's no point in bringing X person back because this, like, this area is doomed.
This area is doomed anyway.
Simulate, you know, a city if there's no city.
Right. Okay. It's a very fascinating campaign is all I'm trying to say, I guess, because it's just like,
it is very, like you said, it feels early, like you're learning a lot of interesting stuff here.
And now they make everything from home appliances to
also Karabe hanging out with Shiba in the back. Wait, is he hanging out with Shiba or is he alone? Oh no, my god, he is alone. Oh, dude! Holy shit!
He was alone.
That would be fucking kick ass, dude. There must be, like, an intended play order for this game, because, like, I'm actually a little pissed that we are doing this super late in the campaign.
The thing is, there is no, like,
there's no way that we would have known.
Yeah, like there's no indicator for us to have been like, this is what we're gonna learn in this person's playthrough, right? Because we were like, oh, Tomi Kisaragi is so integrally tied to so many things that
it turns out she's the main character of like a different video game. Because I thought Karabe was the main character, and he kind of is, but he's like the main character of a mystery game, whereas like Tomi is the main character of like a sci-fi like an action game. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Yeah. Oh, here's the train station.
And this is the memory that Ogata like pulls from. Oh.
Yeah, this is where Ogata's thing starts.
Yoko has no memory of the whole ordeal.
Oh, and that's why she starts at the very end of the conversation. Oh my god, what a weird place to like pull that from.
To her, it's like nothing ever happened. And Shinonome-senpai, she doesn't even remember my face.
So that's what Sekigahara meant about being managed. Damn.
If that's true, everyone here's in the same boat, right? My mom? The people of my city?
You know what? And it's also... This is another thing. Sorry, now I'm just gushing about 13 Sentinels as, like, a product in general. It's fascinating because, like, at first it seemed like just kind of like a sci-fi, like, pseudo-high school drama thing, right? And then it expands to this enormous thing where actually it's, like, 5 stations that are either on a planet or in space or blah, blah, blah. It, like, the scale goes crazy, right? The level of stuff that needs to happen. But then if you really think about it, the scale fucking snaps right back to being tiny, because even with all of this shit going on, all of this is for like 16 people to live like a quote-unquote normal life, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of fucked up?
Maybe they were like eventually hoping to repopulate, right?
Well, I mean, in a literal sense, you could, like, if you have the cloning process down, I mean, you know, there's obviously a lot of problems with doing this in the long run. See the Book of Genesis, but like, you have 16 people. You can mix and match those genes in a lot of different ways to make like random people for a while.
Maybe they're all hidden somewhere. It all comes down to that underground computer. I bet it has the answers. I'm gonna go back.
What? Dude, are you crazy? The place is
I don't even think you
crawling
can.
with androids.
I'm pretty good at hiding.
That's stupid. That's a stupid statement, and you know it.
You'll die. Besides, how the hell do you plan on getting there?
I'll dig my way out.
I like that Ogata's just like, you're an idiot. Don't do that.
Yeah, says Ogata.
I
know, but still, it's Kia is correct.
I don't think Morimura would be much help. And Shinonome-senpai, she was looking at me real suspicious. Oh, I know. Sekigahara, I'll find him and...
Calm down. Just think about it for a sec. You really want to mess with that thing? Shit's dangerous, and you know, if you get stranded again, you might...
Ogata here being
and
the
this
voice
is the
of
start,
reason.
right?
I guess when you put it like that...
Yes! That's the line.
Wow!
That's her, I think this is the line she's said.
Dude, this game fucking is sick. That's awesome, man. That's like some Memento shit.
But so this is the real scene. So we're not gonna get like any of Ogata's craziness. This is
we're not gonna get any of Ogata's craziness, and we're not gonna get any of what's his name? Okino's manipulations either.
Yeah, because this is like the real memory. So we're gonna see exactly what happens, and was it like she actually got on the train, and the kaiju did start attacking?
That is kind of... Oh, yeah. Holy shit, you're right. So actually, we're like fucking 5 minutes away from 1985 being fucking obliterated.
End of the world. Ooh, hiccup.
Oh, shut up. Go ahead and die for all I care. It's just...
That's what I say to all the pretty girls. Go ahead and die.
So that's how it is. So, you want me to just sit on my ass until something happens?
I get it, alright? We'll think of something together.
So in the thing that Okino does, Okino, like, essentially, I think what Okino does, I think Okino is able to use the processing power of the interlocutors. Remember how like 80% of it is being used by something else? I think Okino uses that processing power in order to create like a sub simulation, right? That's what the whole thing with Ogata was, and that's why Tomi starts acting all, or like, because from her perspective, train goes by, she says that line, and then suddenly Ogata's like, huh? What's going on? Right? Like, that would be weird, because you're having a full conversation, and then the person just, like, you know, says whatever. No, how would 1985 be obliterated if Ogata remembers this later?
Wasn't there, like, didn't they reset the loop or something? I don't remember.
Yeah, I thought there was a loop reset in there somewhere. I don't know. Anyway, my point just being that this is awesome, especially in the context of Ogata's campaign. This is awesome.
Just don't go rushing off on your own.
Goodbye! Oh. Aren't there thuggies over here? Isn't he gonna beat him up?
Well, look.
You're the one. See, you're the one who walked over here this time.
I didn't mean to do that.
Ogata, most punchable face in the city. I think it's about time we settled our shit.
Hey now, come on, you're fighting again?
I don't know what you're talking about, Tomi. You're the one who walked over here and made them see each other, okay?
Well, she didn't know that.
Didn't know you were into elementary schoolers.
That's really interesting, because that was not in the memory. He just said like, is this little bitch your girl? And then Ogata turns around and says like, do you want to fucking start? You know what I mean? That's interesting.
Yeah, he didn't. They didn't say all these lines.
Yeah, that. He just immediately skips the whole thing about elementary schoolers.
You want to say that again? Say it to my face. Come on.
Also, Tomi, apparently those comments did not affect her at all.
I mean, she's probably used to being said that she.
I'm like an elementary student because I put my hair in pigtails.
Well, I mean, she does look very young. Even considering all the characters in this game are supposed to be like 16, if that.
And now she's just gonna leave because I think she'll just get on the train.
Correct.
I can't keep waiting around. We'll think of something together. Keep your word next time, dummy.
What are you talking about? Just because he got into a fight doesn't mean what he said wasn't legitimate.
A few weeks later?
No kaiju attack?
So the kaiju attack must have been implemented by Okino just to give an artificial reason for why the loop was being reset. Because otherwise, they would just keep going and, like, the target would leave, right?
Yeah. That's interesting.
That's weird that Okino can just simulate the kaiju attack whenever the fuck they want. I want to point out, by the way, as well, that we're totally just voluntarily ignoring the possibility that all of this could just be sitting around like a kitchen table while they all have virtual headsets on, right?
It could, yeah.
We're just ignoring that possibility because then the whole game doesn't fucking matter. There's a body in here.
There has to be a gate here somewhere.
Now, this is really stupid of her to be like, yeah, I'm gonna try to mess around with this tech. I have no idea how it works. I could end up in a different time period where I also have no idea. I guess she kind of knows how to leave, but once again, she would have to figure out how to accidentally trigger her way out of there.
I did have, so I mentioned in the community Discord that we've been playing this on stream for like a long time at this point, right? We're on episode 13.
Dang it, we couldn't finish the game in 13 episodes.
That would have been fucking sick if we could have, but sadly the game is too in-depth. But the
in this case, let's try to aim for 15 because in reality,
that's what it actually is.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's 16 to be honest. I think there's 3. No, because they said 15 compatible people. You're right.
Said 15.
Well, I was thinking of like characters that had artwork, but you're right. 50. It's actually 15 with Okino and then I think Erica, but I'm not sure. Anyway, the thing I was gonna say was that the person was like, "Oh yeah, I really like that game. I didn't finish it." But one of my favorite details was the fact that if you actually look at the environment around you, you'll see that everything's actually comprised of like multicolored RGB squares.
Yeah.
So like if you look at that window over there, now it's like, well, you might first just think that that's like the art style, but then as the game goes on, you realize like, oh no, that's like the limitations of the technology, and the people in it literally just are programmed not to notice.
Oh,
yeah.
If I start to doubt myself, I've got a lot more investigating. When the gate was... If I stand here, at least... That's what But what do I do to get it to show up?
Oh, sorry. Another thing that I wanted to mention real quick, just because this was not about the game, but just in general. So Assassin's Creed Shadows did come out. It seems to be pretty okay. A lot of people are saying it's like a high 7, maybe an 8 out of 10, which is like good for Assassin's Creed, especially recently. But it was brought up to my attention that in the collector's edition or something like that, you got a statue of the 2 main characters, like the samurai guy and then the ninja girl or whatever. But I didn't know this, and clearly Ubisoft didn't know this either. In the like little figurine diorama that you get, it's like a decent sized one. They're standing in front of a torii gate where one of the posts is destroyed, but it's still standing, right? Turns out that culturally, that's actually a very, very post-World War II significant image, because one of the only things that survived the bombing of Nagasaki was a torii gate that had one of its legs blown out, but then the other one was still standing. So Ubisoft just thought that that was like cool iconography and used it without actually knowing that it had major historical significance.
See, that's the thing that's pissing me off about this game, is that Ubisoft, or like the Assassin's Creed series, which from before I was so meticulous with its understanding and research. It threw a good chunk of it out of the window, and it's like they made a mistake that seems like a really they should have caught that. That feels like dumb that they did not think
in a literal sense. I would have made the same mistake because I didn't know. But at the same time, I'm not one of the because that's one of the things is that Assassin's Creed for the long. Well, I mean, to be fair, they don't really do that anymore. Like ever since they did the open world style games, they don't really care about historical accuracy anymore. But it's just it's that, and then another one was they have all these little prayer tables all over the world and stuff, and just like most things in open world games, they're breakable, just like everything else, right? But once again, within the context of Japanese culture and stuff, apparently these little prayer tables, which to you or me might just look like a table with some candles on it, breaking them is tantamount to murder, essentially. It's you are essentially murdering this method for spirits to communicate with people. And so it's this whole thing where where there was a day one patch where Ubisoft was like, hey, we patched out the ability to break those tables. We're super sorry. And it's listen, there's a lot of right-wing grifters online that were making a big deal about it being a black guy samurai, despite that actually being a thing that Japanese culture experts were yep, this is totally good. Keep going. But there is a lot of little things. There's a lot of little things where it's come on, guys. You guys should have known.
What they were saying was well, Yusuke, the time Yusuke was around isn't actually the time they had put in game. He was I don't know if it was a few years or whatever, but the timing was off, and then, but it's still
Hey Saba, let me cut you off right there. Are you offended that in Assassin's Creed 2, Leonardo da Vinci was your buddy science character, despite the fact that the game takes place about 80 years before he was born? Are you offended by that? Or do you not care because it's not a black guy?
I did not even know that.
Cool, I'm telling you right now. Are you offended by that?
It definitely does.
That's literally the same thing.
No, okay, whatever. I can have my own opinion about this.
You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm just asking you to analyze why you're upset by it.
It feels weird about why they would make him the MC rather than have him as a historical figure you interact with in game. Because for the most part, like I said, it was supposed to be like, oh, the characters you play as are like these hidden figures, right? Who are subtly influencing history. And I'm like, this is an actual historical figure. Why would you be playing as someone like that? That's something I don't understand. Like it feels like they went off script on like, yeah, these are these hidden people who are supposed to be kind of just like random, like a random everyday
Because Altair is not a real guy. Ezio's not a real guy. Connor's not a real guy. I mean, you're pretty much right with that. I mean, that being said, like once again, the more modern, like the more modern Assassin's Creed start, like in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you did play as like a real Viking. You know, like a real
even
guy.
Then I would so that would even be like, okay, now you're starting to stray away from like the thing
that you're saying, where it's like, why are you playing as a historical character? I don't wholly disagree with that, like fundamentally, you know. So I don't know.
So it's like there's other, I think, legitimate reasons that there is like concerns about why you would choose.
Where the fuck am I supposed to go? Did she say something?
She's like,
oh, there you go. Examine further.
Like, I just stand around. Is someone else gonna pop in now?
Natsuno and nope, never mind.
I mean, these two make sense.
Do you know what you have to do?
If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd be questioning my sanity. It's so absurd, my head's going to burst.
You can head back and rest up.
Okay. Was this where? Oh, is this where Okino finally like went and talked to him, like legitimately about what's happening?
I think so.
Okay.
I just need to ensure that Chihiro Moimura doesn't find out. Man, it's so confusing trying to.
Time to pull a few tricks on the gate and cover our tracks.
All these people are doing.
Yeah, it's just. And she's just gonna come out and shove him. Okay. She's like, you better take.
Finally found my. You there. You seem to be a.
Who are you?
Tomi Kisaragi. And you are Okino-kun. A guy who doesn't want to be caught by Morimura. Now then.
She's really good at manipulating people.
Oh my god.
You don't have much of a choice.
Oh, and this is when they started to, like going off together.
Got it. Right.
See, makes sense.
Got it. Okay. Tomi Kisaragi unlockable again.
Because
idle in orbit. Saba, are we gonna get a chapter from the perspective of Hatsune?
This is the end. This is the end. This is 87%, Zach. This is the last final bit of her story.
I want to see I want like a fucking 3-minute chapter that's just Hatsune Miku. Damn it!
I'm sorry. So what is she planning on doing by going back into the different timelines?
I don't remember exactly.
They're showing it at the theater right now.
He's talking to Shiba.
He does sound like, because we know he's talking to Shu. She doesn't know. Oh my god! And that's why. Wait, Saba, that's exactly what she says, doesn't she? Don't you talk to her? And she's like, who are you talking to?
Yeah.
He's talking to himself again.
Usami-chan, would you like to get crepes on our way home?
I'd love to. I've kind of got somewhere. Do you need something?
Not really. Sorry.
Because we were talking. Remember? So this is Juro's prologue from Tomi's perspective.
Wow, the overlapping is crazy.
Usami-chan, you've been acting strange. You seem kind of...
But you're just fine, right?
Hey, I'm Iori-chan. Shall we go home?
Sorry.
You too?
Sorry, Miwa.
It's okay. I'll go home by myself.
Well, it's about that time.
Yeah, I should head out too. See you, Miwa-chan. Bye.
In your opinion, sorry, this is just like a tangential thing. In your opinion, what do you think the threshold is for Universal Control to start manipulating stuff? I guess because like in 1985, I don't even know. I don't even remember if it's 1985 as like the start or I think 1985 is like in the middle of the loop somewhere. But like it seems to try to let things just kind of run their normal course over the course of like the 40 years before it resets the loop, right? what happens if somebody just randomly shoots Miwako? Well, sorry, it's Japan. What if someone just randomly stabs Miwako, right? Does it then does Universal Control then choose to let that continuity continue, where everybody just has to deal with the fact that one of their like fellow classmates was murdered? Or does Universal Control go, nah, that's too much of a variance, and reset it?
I'm not sure.
Right?
That is an interesting question. I'm not sure they answer that.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure no.
What's happening here?
It's nothing.
They're both getting their... both of these motherfuckers are getting their memories fucked with.
No, yeah, but was that Iori Fuyusaka's, like, she starts having the dreams or whatever, and she's like, oh, you should...
Well, that's why she's always tired.
Yeah, and this is the beginning. This is so early on.
This is straight up his prologue.
Even with Iori Fuyusaka, this is like the beginning of hers, I think, as well.
Correct. I believe that is true.
I'm heading out. See ya.
If it's not related to the simulation / kaijus, probably not. Yeah, I find that really interesting. I wonder how different the the stuff can be then.
Oh my god.
Like the continuity. What?
Yeah, I want to send this image to you that just because I got sent a notification about something and I'm like, oh my god, Zach.
Did you
I knew it's an Instagram thing, but yeah.
Oh.
For you specifically, this is really funny.
Woo!
It fits an entire box of Kraft mac and cheese in it.
That's awesome. I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the little nub horns on its head. But, and I don't actually, you know what? I'm going to look up a picture of Wooloo. Do they do that on purpose where, like, the fluff on top of its head just looks like another sheep?
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever, hold on.
Yeah, no. The regular Wooloo does not look like that.
Wooloo. Wooloo.
Yeah, the regular Wooloo does not look like it has like a second.
This looks like these look like actual horns. The ones on there look like dots.
There you are.
You crossdresser.
Why is he dressing up as a girl? Does he actually need to anymore?
Once again, he does this when he needs to, like, he has the two separate personalities, like identities, where he just swaps between them to like manipulate people.
So also, I was incorrect. Doesn't he share with himbo long-haired guy after this whole thing? Because the other dude gets like pissed off and he's like, you better tell me the truth. And he's like, after this whole fiasco, that's when he tells the truth.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. Okay.
I just didn't get a chance to change.
No.
Okay. He was like, I was in the middle of manipulating and I was like, I had to leave and I didn't have time to change.
I mean, genuinely, I think that Okino, like, in a literal sense, I think Okino revels in the fact that they have such an androgynous physique that they can just kind of do both. I think Okino really likes it.
If he has the assets, why not use it, I guess? And it's an advantage to him.
Bold words for someone who can't be bothered to make it here on time.
Sorry. Anyway, you're going to do this for me.
At least this is better than her doing everything on her own, like an idiot.
Calling it a shifter is also very interesting, because, like, we know that's because it's like a teleporter, but it could also just be like a, quote, time shifter.
Amaguchi, when was that?
Why are you here? Do we remember this from his campaign?
I'm trying to recall. Maybe?
Gucci?
Nani?
That's what I should be asking you. Well, whatever. Who's that little cutie?
Hear that? You're a cutie.
He's like, I've heard it before.
Blush.
Oh,
not to know.
See, I think I vaguely remember this.
I don't remember them being together. Were they together?
With the black suit guys.
No clock this time. The game gave up.
Oh, that's really funny. Yeah. Game doesn't even pretend that it's time travel. Natsuno! You're the center of all evil!
You're here too? Why? This little guy led me here. Sekigahara's robot?
I see. The two of them will speed up the process. Hello. I am like this now, but...
You're Miura, Sekigahara told me.
Okay, so we definitely did not see this scene from anyone else's perspective, because we didn't learn about BJ being Miura until like
but this is still early though, because BJ's dead, you know, at the end. So
well, I mean, yeah.
Then we are on this.
So you're here to help number 16 too?
My own Sentinel is there.
Sentinel number 17, so that's how it is. Both 16 and 17 were put into orbit.
Okay.
To an unknown man-made artifact in space.
Sector X or something, you know? Or maybe that's Sector 0. Maybe Sector 0 is the satellite.
We've briefly gotten a hold of it from here, but we don't quite understand what it is.
Number 16 would know the answer.
God, it would be so fucking funny if it'd be so fucking funny if just while they're having a conversation, you see like Amaguchi like thinking, like he's like, you know, furrowed brow thinking, and then he has like a realization, and he's like, and then like in very faint letters, it's like, that's a guy.
Good job.
That would be really funny.
You figured it out.
It won't respond. Not even with Kisaragi's biometric ID. She's completely inaccessible now.
You Amaguchi may know the reason.
You do?
You wanna know why? Ida did it himself. He shut down her Sentinel.
Ida, huh?
Yeah. Something about authorization?
He must have used his security authorization to issue the command. So that's what happened.
You created the sensor. Perhaps you can clear the authorization.
Worth a try.
I mean, you do also have Amaguchi, who is, you know,
not the same. Not the same.
But so far, each of these guys have been able to access their counterparts, like biometrics,
Correct.
right? They were able to get in.
Yes, because they have the same gen. Well, unless you're like an android, but I don't think we've had anybody that's been an android. I think they've all been clones.
Mm-hmm.
But seriously, you too, Usami? I can't believe you're all time traveling. This is actually where I'm from. Whoa, you came from the future?
We're at the end of your campaign. How do you not know it's not time travel?
Know about this stuff? Let's see. Yuki-chan from Class 1A? Miura-kun too.
You just heard Okino say that BJ is actually Miura.
What? That?
So what?
I can't turn down a cry for help, especially not from the one and only Miyuki Inaba.
Hatsune Miku. Got it. Right.
Okay. I was just like dead face staring at that, being like, what the frick? Who is that again?
Yeah, she talked to me through a TV program. You guys call her number 16, but she's actually another you.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you walking like that? I don't know. Why is she walking like that?
Do I have to think about something?
It sounds, but it's just, and I became an idol?
I became an idol?
What are they? Are they playing? Shiki
Dead kaiju.
But they during the war, and now they make every Shiki.
Beep. Well, you thought about everything.
Oh, now I'm moving fast.
Oh, now you're walking normally.
Kisaragi, as you scan your ID to grant ACT, the authorization will be reset, and the Sentinel will Go ahead and unlock it.
Oh, it being red, it's crazy.
Here goes.
Ugh. Should the image come now? Because we gotta clear. Yes!
The Sentinel started up normal.
Oh, wait, and I remember, yeah, Ida-kun shutting her down, right? Because wasn't that at the end of, like, someone's campaign? Ida's like, I've finally gotten, like, access to her and I'm turning her off.
Something like that, maybe.
We all came to save you. Sorry it's a little late.
Thank you. Access is clear.
Don't worry. Universal Control doesn't suspect a thing. Do it?
So, like, and there's like, I don't know, it's such a weird campaign because you had to like, in order to get here, we had like fucking 3 locks that we had to do that we just did because we already had them, right? But yeah, at the end of Amaguchi, and then he punches Ida.
Hell yeah.
Interesting. So this is like, so this is post Amaguchi's campaign. That's interesting. Yeah. Chronologically. So I guess there was
Amaguchi's even earlier than, well, no, that was a few weeks later, so a lot of stuff could have happened.
Once again, I'm really looking forward to when we can just look at that timeline and just go through the events chronologically, because holy shit, this game's confusing.
So
you're me.
Just like you. Please tell me, what is all this?
I would like information as well.
Do you trust me? Well, you're me. I won't get anywhere if I can't even trust my...
Do you like how they do the things so they could change your spray?
Yeah. I was shifted to the orbiting command ship. That's interesting.
Just like that? You were in the Sentinel...
For the second phase... Okay, so, hold on. No dialogue between you and me. This appears to be something that we've been hungering for a long time. Actual answers.
Second phase of the interstellar developmental project.
Development.
It's an artificial satellite that presides over terraforming. Terraforming?
I mean, okay.
Stand on is proof. The second phase was a resounding success.
No way.
So they'd already come to a planet
to develop land
and had already developed it.
We already knew that, Saba.
They were designed as heavy machinery.
No, I know. I'm just, you know.
You mean it's really true? We're not on planet Earth, huh?
I've seen it with my own eyes. The whole city's less than 30 kilometers long. I thought it was on a spaceship, though.
Unbelievable. What about the other countries I've been investigating?
Countries?
Universal control alters the information you receive.
Wow, that's a crazy level of AI that it's able to fabricate information on a global scale.
It does whatever's necessary to make things appear consistent.
And that's why it's really upset about the kaijus and stuff, because that's breaking the simulation. Well, no, it's not actually, because it's a video game and it thinks that the kaijus are part of the simulation, right?
Yeah.
Who's Shu? Amaguchi, sorry.
Amaguchi, yeah.
I can see the entirety of the residential ward system. All of the terminal controls, too.
You're able to control the satellite from your Sentinel?
It does have some limitations, of course, but it is possible. Because I'm Tomi Kisaragi.
Huh?
Okay, she has, yeah, she designed probably, yeah.
Interesting, okay.
She was a terraforming researcher. Watch this log of hers.
The third her.
February 8th, 2188. Continuing my
She's just scientist lady.
I ran the simulation. This was our 25th terraforming attempt. We believe the planet is a Type 57b. In order to reach a habitable state for humanity, the process took 1,800 years. A bit longer than hoped.
Through a simulation? Because she just said it was the year 2188.
Yes.
So she said it took 1,800 years to do it, so that must be in a simulation. Because otherwise that doesn't make any fucking sense.
No further issues up to this point. Oh, and I almost forgot. At Professor Morimura's suggestion, I updated the system on the command ship. It's set to monitor the final phase. Surface facilities. Before any harm may come to these facilities, it will determine whether the final phase needs to be redone.
She's still stuck to braiding. Also,
that is true, actually. Good catch.
As the professor always says, it can't hurt to be safe.
So, phase 1 is physical terraforming, like making the actual ecology and environment of the planet suitable for human life. And then the second phase is where you're building shit. And so that's probably the loop, actually. The loop is probably deconstructing the whole city and then rebuilding it from scratch again.
If things are destroyed, yeah, that makes sense.
But I guess that's the thing that I'm confused about. It's like, if that's how the system is supposed to work, then why aren't sectors like 1, 2, and 5 rebuilt? Right? Or I guess maybe we're in the middle of that process because all the robots are shut down, but I don't know.
But I honestly can't wait to return to the surface.
Like, I think that's the thing that I think that's one of the bigger questions that I still have is like, well, what actually triggered the Deimos? Because I thought it was Shinonome, right? Like real Shinonome.
Well, there's a third element, right? Because there is like whatever Project Arc, and then there's
Project Arc.
Like,
I think is the terraforming project in general. I think all of this is Project Arc.
No, I know, but there's a separate thing that happened where I don't know if it was Ida messed with the system or like there was something that they were like, well, instead of X happening, I want Y to happen.
I see. That's the thing. See, that's the thing. What you're referring to, I think that's the Ida from within the loop. I don't know. Like, have we seen any logs from like the quote unquote real Ida, like the one who exists working on Project Arc, like the rest of these motherfuckers? Because we saw a log from Shinonome saying like, he never actually loved me. I'm gonna fuck up humanity for all eternity because he scorned me. You know what I mean? Like, we saw that. Did we see a log from Ida? I don't remember if we did or not.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Because I just genuinely, I don't remember. I just don't remember. Like, I feel like if we had learned why the Deimos started attacking and why the system does not appear to be able to reset itself properly, if we had learned that, I feel like I would remember. Because that seems like fucking really key, right? We know that there is a thing on 13 Pro tags that's saying signals to the factories to produce Deimos. Yes, I mean, that doesn't answer my question, though. My question was, like, who started the process of the... Because the Deimos clearly weren't... Like, they were being used to terraform. We know that. And then something changed their programming to turn them into, like, kaiju, right? Like, we know that happened. I don't remember if we learned who did that. Genuinely, we probably don't know yet. But...
What was that?
Because I thought it was Shinonome, but if it was Shinonome, then the Deimos have been attacking for like fucking thousands of years.
Could be reasonable.
Actually, you know what? I just thought of that. What if that is actually what's happening? What if the Deimos have been attacking for years and quote unquote, if you lose the video game, i.e. all 5 sectors get destroyed, the Deimos all shut down, the system resets, rebuilds everything, and then just starts the video game again.
Yeah. That does seem like pretty reasonable, I would say. They want to get out of that loop.
That's really interesting, actually. I never thought... And that's why, like, they haven't been able to, like, make progress at all, because every, like, fucking 40 years or whatever, it just gets destroyed.
She said some curious things, like redoing the final fate.
You heard correctly. There's no turning back.
Well, what now?
The command ship will fall below the horizon soon. We'll be disconnected for quite a while.
Are there any measures we can take?
Yes, but I believe there's only one way through this.
To fight.
They just happened to get to Sector 0 by chance. I don't know what that's in reference to.
And what's that? Universal control. It needs to be altered, and the only ones who can do that. Trust in me, and get into the Sentinels.
So do you think the plan is... Okay, so clearly altering universal control is removing the part that allows the Deimos to do the video game thing, right? Like, that's the part that is wrong, right? So it's like we alter universal control so that way that is no longer part of the loop, obviously. But then is the plan to still do a reset? Because everything's going to be fucked up, right? Or do you just wait out the 40-year loop and then just do it again anyway?
Yeah, that's a difficult thing to. I don't exactly know what'll happen. So even if they stop the Deimos, so what? Right? It's like they're stuck in a post kind of destroyed world.
God. Oh!
We basically, it's Goto and then him, because we have everyone else.
I feel so bad.
We have A!
Yeah, we have A.
I forgot about A.
God, it's like...
I thought we had one person left. Never
mind.
We have
three. we have the Hijiyama's final
I remember
thing.
Hijiyama, but I forgot we did not finish A, so...
I guess to A, right?
Yeah, we kind of know where he ends up, right?
It's just I'm just so infatuated with not knowing fucking anything about Goto. Like I'm actually unbelievably pissed that Hijiyama is locked behind Goto's. Because I would love to do Goto's last, like the very last, but I guess we're gonna be doing a Hijiyama last. Definitely.
Okay.
Or we'll see how far you have to get into Goto's before Hijiyama's thing.
That's a good point. It might not be in the end. That's true.
But anyway, like I said, we know where A is gonna end. His memory's gonna be wiped.
Yeah.
After all the struggling to do stuff, but we're also gonna see. Hopefully, we'll see. We already did see him shooting Moimura, right?
Yes, that was his prologue.
We're not gonna really know. Yeah.
His prologue was him shooting Moimura and then waking up with no memories. So I don't know how that happened per se, but.
That thing is
Don't
huge.
just pull that out. You're in a crowded place. Oh yeah. Oh my God, Saba, we're gonna get the fucking kick-ass motorcycle that we saw.
Yeah, there was a bunch of stuff he had on him that he was just like, I've got no idea what this is. So I mean, this will be kind of cool.
So it's gonna be an amnesia mystery. That's kind of neat.
I think Goto has a really early lock of getting 80% on everyone else.
Holy shit, really?
Whoa! Well, like I said, Goto seems like a final boss kind of character. Like, in terms of, like, he knows, like, so freaking much.
Well, that's my thing, is that what I want above all else is I want for him to not actually have that. I want him to actually be deeply uninformed about everything.
Someone's on the thing. Communication device! Who's answering that?
There you are. I take it you've seen the record.
Oh, this is evil Ida.
It is, yeah.
Just a friend.
Mother trucker? No, you're not.
I didn't expect you to be so thorough. Regardless, you handled the Morimura assignment well.
Which makes sense why Ida would want Moimura dead. Which actually might explain why so many people are misinformed about Moimura's intentions. Because Ida is giving them, like, incorrect information on purpose.
So you're the one who wrote those instructions, right?
That's exactly why I've Listen, it's not safe out there.
Anyone?
Better to be too careful than too otherwise you'll never escape.
Escape?
In the meantime, just stay put and don't... I'll see what I can do about your pursuit. You'll hear from me again.
It disconnected.
It was drunk guys. You drunk assholes.
Old fashioned. Could it be a phone?
The number you have dialed is no longer. Please try again.
Okay.
Interesting thought.
He's in a tough situation.
What could it mean?
I mean, that's way too long for a phone number, isn't it? No, it's 10.
3214. What could it mean?
That might just be because in the U.S. we do 3, 3, and then 4. Who knows? Maybe in Japan they do 6 and then 4. I don't know.
Maybe.
Don't trust. He mentioned an escape. Should I really just wait for him? No, he said not to trust.
He said not to trust anyone.
Both the victim and they're from Sakura High School. Maybe this female student.
Oh, and that's from Yusaka, because I was at the beginning when she ran into him. Did she drop her thing then? was so freaking long ago. Maybe, yeah, I think that's what happened.
Well, he just picked up that ID from Moimura's.
Oh, this is the flashback. This is the flashback. I think, yeah, Fuyusaka runs into him.
Crap. I need to drop by the...
No sign of her.
No, this is later. Never mind. He already seen her.
There she is. Stop her.
She's like, it's him again. Ha!
Iori Fuyusaka.
He's like, this is kind of awkward. She does not know a lot of stuff.
She does, but she does. Yeah, Goldenwise brings up that this would have been afterwards.
Yeah.
So
and that's the real cat, not.
That is the real cat.
Crazy,
the other one is
fluffy.
the other one can't be seen by anybody.
That's.
I haven't been able to stop. Oh my god!
Oh my god! This is a very forward.
Something wrong?
I don't know. You just like invaded my personal bubble. Is it
31? Sakura.
She's 31? Damn.
The one I found. It seems like we're close. I can't trust. For now, I'll act. I want to hear what she has to say. Iori, was there?
Huh?
I got a crush on you.
Even if it is one-sided.
This belonged to you?
The thing is like I don't even think it's not even about him not reciprocating her feelings. He's just like, this is not a luxury he has time to.
Yeah,
even
I don't have
think
time for this, lady. Like, I'm sorry, but
like maybe I like you. I don't know, but I'm not gonna kid you. At the moment, I don't have the opportunity to think about this.
Shihiro Morimura.
Huh? What about her?
She's like, are you into
giant, enormous, heaving tits? No.
Could something have happened?
Which day?
The day I heard about Miss Morimura's secret.
I'm sure she's fine.
He's like, he's flashbacking to when he shot her.
Accept our fate.
Huh?
That's not good.
Are you a sleeper agent? What the fuck is your problem? Well, actually, we know he is, but
I think he's in a real bad state right now, right? Like, I think he was, I don't know if he was brainwashed, but like, obviously he had to do the thing for Ida, which was apparently killing Moimura, but I don't think he needs to, you know, he just doesn't really know. He's like phasing in and out, kind of like Shinonome, but clearly he's less physically impaired.
I wonder why he's less far along in the separation process than, because wasn't he like the entry point for the virus? So wouldn't it affect him like the most first?
But 426 was also, I don't know. I'm just gonna keep going. Just keep going, please.
Like, I genuinely think that Shinonome is the one who has like the memory problems and stuff because they were going for the Evangelion aesthetic. What the fuck is her name? It's not Asuka, it's the other one.
Who are we talking about?
In
the show? I'm not sure.
That's why I'm looking it up. Give me a second.
Sorry, I thought you were still talking about in 13 Sentinels. Like you'd forgotten someone's name.
Nope, not you. Rei. Well, that's why I can't remember her name. Rei Ayanami. She's the one that like firmly made that anime trope of like the girl who's constantly like injured and needs help and like, you know, whatever.
Oh, okay.
And so like I'm pretty sure that's why Shinonome is the one who's like suffering so much from this process because they were just trying to make that trope.
My first class is. What will you do now?
I'm gonna pay a visit to the nurse.
But those men. Why don't you meet me here after school? I'll show you where to go.
All right.
That's a lot of time.
I'll see you later.
No. She's probably over the moon.
Yeah, she gets to hang out with two boys.
He's like trying not to collapse and like.
That's what Chihiro Morimura. It's hazy. I think I remember.
Oh.
Recall. So early on.
But also, I guess that's the thing that I'm confused by, where it's like, okay, he shoots Moimura. Does it matter? Like, doesn't she have like 60 other bodies somewhere? Right?
I mean, I think so. I don't know what if his previous task was to kill all of her.
I'm sorry.
Has it been a while? Is that why?
I forget every time, dude.
So this is where you've been.
Figured I'd give the area an advanced survey.
Quite the view.
The thing was, this Ida was never with like Morimura when they were fighting the kaiju, right? In those previous scenes.
What do you mean?
Was this Ida wasn't with them, right?
I mean, he was there on the roof with them when the attack happened.
Was he there?
Yeah, he was the one who stayed behind.
Okay.
Moimura and Goto left to go like try to salvage whatever, and Ida was the one who was left behind. He was like, "I got this," because I think it was actually his plan. But who knows?
I expect there to be considerable damage.
Can you? Where are you physically right now? You're not like hovering.
I feel like he's looking out into like the left direction while she's looking.
She's looking north, and he's looking like east off the corner of the.
Yeah, that's
so
what
both of them have their backs to each other essentially. Okay.
Yeah.
Because obviously the perspective here makes it look like he's being drawn in by planetary gravity.
Oh my god.
I certainly hope so.
We've managed to prepare 19 Sentinels.
Oh yeah, actually, isn't this the exact rooftop that they're gonna do?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh.
And we've had positive results in our battle simulations.
19 Sentinels.
Wait, 19? Didn't they say they lost 11?
I don't know how early this is. This is what's messing with us.
That won't mean much if our enemies have evolved. It seems our victory ultimately depends on luck. So let's assume we're met with the worst-case scenario. If we fail this time, we'll perform another loop, and we'll start over from
Look at this evil glasses glare.
We knew!
Even if it means leaving this world behind? No. No more running away. If we don't settle this here, then I'm initiating Operation
That's a weird
Aegis.
expression.
So you intend to close the loop, then? If you do, no one will be able to leave.
At the very least, we'll survive.
Wait, is this where he starts to split with her?
I guess
where he's
so.
like, I can't, fix Tomi Kisaragi. So
Right, I can't, if you
plan.
stop the loop from happening, I can't make the world that I want it to be. So, okay, what did he say? We'll perform another loop, we'll start over.
Why will they survive if she closes the loop? Or is she just talking about this version of ourselves that know everything?
If you do, no one will be able to leave. So no one being able to... Well, no, because remember, no one being able to leave... Because operating Aegis is protecting Sector 0. Because Sector 0 is the thing that's perpetuating everything because it automatically pulls whatever's in your head, like when you die. So the key code that's causing the Daimos to attack, like all of that nonsense. He wants to loop so bad. That's true. You should have clocked his response when you said you wanted to close the loop. But, so that's the, because when she says, like, quote, will survive, I think what she actually means to say is that the versions of them that exist in Sector 0 will survive, whereas they there will die because the Daimos signal will die with them. Right?
I think so, maybe.
So,
this is like
wait, hold on, pause. Isn't
about.
that the exact objective of the combat thing? Hasn't that been saying like Operation Operation Aegis has been successful? Like every time we do a terminal, aren't we like Operation has been successful or whatever? Is that how the combat's gonna end? Where it's like, oh, we all just die?
Oh my god, maybe. Oh my god, wow, because it's like it's locking itself down so it can't be accessed anymore.
The name of the game is Aegis Rim.
Oh my god.
So we are literally going around locking down all... We're going around and locking down all the places where Central Command is like manipulating Sector 4 and like controlling. We're locking all those down so then we can just fucking die.
So that's exactly what we're heading towards. We're heading towards a great. We've done it. The Daimos can't do anything, and then they look at each other, being like, "I guess we're just gonna die now because there's nothing else we can freaking do."
Because I'm about to say, because like even if you do successfully close off, and that's why Hatsune Miku in the satellite is important, because what she's trying to do is she's trying to change the thing that's in Central Command. And prevent the Daimos from just resetting, right? Because like the Daimos would hypothetically attack again. They just wouldn't have a centralized target.
I guess I guess in the back of my mind is where this discussion was being made of what exactly is endgame, right? Okay, we stop at the Daimos, but so what? Like,
well, so like I thought the endgame was going to be like, find the password to deactivate the command, right? So the Daimos are no longer targeting Natsuno, right? And then we do a super long, ridiculous battle where we kill the last of the Daimos. Stop the video game loop, stop the command thing so they stop attacking, we destroy all the Daimos, and that ends the loop without people having to die. That's what I thought the end game was going to be, but I think the actual
left and then
you can just rebuild it, right? Like it's like apparently the process. But that's the thing that I'm curious about, right? I think that what happens is that I think that because Central Command thinks this is a video game, it's waiting for all 5 sectors to be destroyed, and then it's going to rebuild everything. Whereas if we stop it, defeat all the things, the Central Command will be like, oh, video game complete. Rebuild everything, but don't start new game, essentially. But at the same time, like, apparently that's not the plan. Apparently, Moimura's plan is literally just to have them all die. And that's why, is that why 426 did that thing with the wizard gun or whatever, where it's like, we're gonna force them all onto the battlefield, because if we force them onto the battlefield, they will eventually die. This feels really like, if this is true, like, no, I want an alternate ending. Fuck you. Like, I don't want to do that. If this is actually where the game is going, where it's going to be like this quote unquote noble sacrifice, I don't give a shit if this is like the 400th version of these characters that's existed in reality. They exist now, so why do they need to die?
I don't know, maybe they'll give you a thing where they'll show the alternate versions of them like living happily, and it's like, look, they're all okay, you must be fine with all of this, right? I'm gonna be like, no, I'm not fine.
Hey, she just said the line, right? When the time comes, we must accept our fate. Because that's the thing that triggered this memory, but aren't we A? Isn't A the one remembering this right now? So why does he remember?
Wait, is he somehow hidden here?
Avoid such an outcome. Then we'll finally be able to leave this world and.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, there he is.
How long have you been standing there?
I don't know who you people are or where you came from.
Okay.
And frankly, I don't care.
Get off this rooftop?
Just as long as you can defend my city from the kaiju without retreating, that is.
You'll be the one in the Sentinel protecting the city. We're counting on you.
So is he just kind of randomly here?
I don't know.
Well,
and right, and this is, and you're absolutely correct. This is where they split off, because he's like, I don't want to close the loop regardless, because this loop is not what I want yet.
Yeah.
I assume you have some questions.
There's something I need.
She just.
If I keep my end of the bargain, then you're gonna stop using Ryoko Senpai, right?
So.
I never had any intention, but I'll try to be more careful going forward.
Not true at all.
You manipulative bastard.
Sentinels, you want commando. You require 3rd generation machines, right?
Correct.
Then I'll update their systems as promised. Though I have to ask, why are you having me do this?
He's having you do this because you are already infected with the virus that he had Shinonome do?
Also, pause. So this isn't the point that they separated, because this seems like he's been planning on doing whatever it is he's planning on doing before this conversation.
No. I think you're half right. I think this is where he realizes that he and Moimura have fundamentally different objectives. I think Ida is trying to, quote unquote, save the world while also getting the version that he wants. Whereas, like, because when I say this is where they split, this is because Moimura is like, hey, by the way, we're gonna stop looping. Since Ida wants to loop, he wants to stop Moimura's plan, so he wants them to lose to the kaiju. Exactly. Right.
Wow.
Wouldn't it be faster to go directly through Morimura?
I believe a shift in the chain of command is in order, and I'd like it to be done without her. Depending on how the situation there's a possibility she may resort to drastic measures.
Is that what she was just talking about? This Operation Aegis?
So A doesn't know anything. A doesn't know he's being manipulated right now.
Operation Aegis. What is its purpose?
And that's why, and that's why he's so focused. Is this why Titty Monster isn't there for the final battle, despite physically being there in the world? Because A shoots her, and the system hasn't had the chance of reviving her yet?
Maybe?
That's
maybe
why
down.
He gives the virus to Shinonome. Interesting.
The enemy's main
I didn't realize that literally chapter 2 of A's story would have so many answers for us.
Each terminal is equipped with a self-defense protocol. However, the enemy's attacks seem to bypass it. So the moment they strike, we'll hack the terminal. This will activate the defense protocol. The Aegis system.
Isn't that a good thing?
Not exact. Doing so will render our time machine useless. And that means we can never start over again.
What's so bad about that? It doesn't matter as long as we succeed, right?
Time will cease to flow in this world.
So literally straight up lie. Because it's not a time machine, period.
When it does, everything will descend into chaos.
I mean, unless they just meant all of their, like, well, no, if they're clones, they're not really controlled.
Well, they are clones. I mean, the only thing that this might be referring to is the AI.
Time will stop, so everyone who's not them would stop.
Maybe.
So maybe it's not entirely incorrect what he's saying.
But I don't think that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, though. Because, like, that's the... Like, once again, it's like, 80% of something in the interlocutors is being used for so-and-so. It's like... I don't know. I feel like, for example, if we were to completely sever Sector 4 from Sector 0, I don't think that Miwako would just stop moving. I think she's her own autonomous being that's just made of AI, I think. Because they can touch her and stuff, right? Like, she's a machine. She's not like Miwako is not running on cloud software.
We'll be the only ones left behind in this hellscape.
So he's
I know, I do, and I like, it's hard to say this, but like, I do think he is just kind of a lying piece of shit, right? Am I wrong?
Understood.
Well, once again, I think what he's saying may be right, but
You're sure they're one of those men in black suits?
Positive.
Like, he's still a manipulative bastard, but you know.
In the morning, but I haven't seen them at all this afternoon. Do you think
It's very interesting though, because it's like, so far we haven't seen a character lie to another character outright, except for maybe Okino, but that's because Okino is being kinky. So it's like, because characters have shared incorrect information before, but that's because they were misinformed, not because they lied, right? Whereas, like, out of all of these characters that I can think of that would lie, it's 426 and Ida. And Okino. But Okino's, like, a different situation.
I seriously hope... If a random stranger like me is seen on campus, will that be a problem?
Oh, I don't know. But you shouldn't worry, especially with that uniform. It may be from the future, but it's still a Sakura High uniform, so you don't have to feel like a stranger.
We're like sunshine
I like her following along ahead.
What's Sakura High like in
the future? Well,
everything's
there should be
bad.
a new building up and running.
Should be?
Yes, you'll see it for yourselves.
No fear.
Oh, fear.
Is anyone just allowed to enter the...
Well, there's no teacher there. Leave it to me.
You really just want to hang out with a cute boy.
Remember though, this is a boy that
Oh,
makes her
you
heart
know,
race,
you know
no idea
him.
what she thinks about it.
Hey, Usami.
I forgot that Tomi knows him.
Well, he wanted to check out the school, so I'm just showing him. Oh, cool. Yep.
She's like, you don't know who this is, so I gotta be casual. Their feet are overlapping and it's awkward. Kinda, do you see how he was stepping on? Okay, whatever. Keep going. Yeah, look.
There you go. Trying to do it. I also want to demonstrate that this is exactly what I do on dates as well. I phase through.
Exactly. Wow, that's good to know.
It's a good talent. It impresses the ladies.
What? They were literally not there.
Well, I mean, there were other angles that they could have came from. You.
No, Zach, we're living in a 2D space, clearly. Someone can only walk directionally left to right.
The message from my... What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What was that about?
No.
Is something...
no, I'm fine.
And that was Yuki-chan with Amaguchi.
Yeah, that was Yuki-chan with Amaguchi, but why did A care?
Yuki... It was Yuki the one who showed him the recording about himself? Was that the thing that he just mentioned? I'm trying to remember where he saw the recording.
I don't know. In his prologue. Okay.
These drawers are locked.
What are you looking for?
Pills.
Medicine? Oral NM.
Nanomachines.
Oral nanomachines, yeah.
Nanomachines.
These drawers are locked.
What are you looking for?
What are you looking for?
I managed to borrow the key to the nurse's office, and all I had to do was lie to the teacher.
She seems very proud of herself.
She's trying so hard to impress this boy. Do we know what A's deal was in the real world? Like what his job was? Because we only just learned what Tomi's was.
Yeah, I don't know if they've shown us at all. I'm not aware. I do not recall.
We haven't seen anything on 2188A. Got it. I mean, it would be real, like, in a genuine sense, who was the researcher
Could it be
again?
BJ? No, BJ's Mira. Who's
BJ's
the researcher?
Mira, we know
Which
that,
one?
Saba.
I know.
Do we know, like, because somebody had to have done research on these eras in order to create the simulation accurately, right? Do we know who that was?
I think Mira may have been part of that. I think that was Mira because he's like, I want to go and live back in, you know.
Oh, right, because yes. Which I do want to, like, once again, I was talking about this with someone on the community Discord, and they brought up the same thing that I did, which was like, yeah, kind of weird to want to go back to like post World War II Japan, right after they've been completely devastated by like a global war. Like that's kind of a weird place to want to go back to, but whatever.
Oh.
What's wrong?
Well, it's just the two of us in here.
Oh my god.
This is not the time.
She is literally gushing.
These drawers are locked.
What are you looking for?
Oh my god!
Are you looking for... It must be real. Let's see. And it's probably somewhere in the teacher's.
Is this what it's like when is this what it's like when a girl has a crush on you, that they'll do crazy shit like this?
Then I might be able to.
She's trying so hard to get his favor.
He's like constant headache.
My brain feels like it's separating into pieces.
Pieces.
There's an M. Maybe it's a.
We know it's a sick ass motorcycle, dude.
Why do I know it?
Deed?
The note 4. What could it mean?
What's even funnier is that he doesn't remember her. That's true. That's true.
She seems. It appears, and I have. What was I going? Chihiro, especially if operate will never be. That must be why I. The labels are oral.
So he didn't remember originally bumping into her?
No, because this is after his mind got separated.
Medical records. Ryoko Shinonome. Looks like she was given C02. More. She's been administering this. Ryoko Shino. There are more. Shu Amiguchi.
Yeah, this is after she was separated. Or he was
Why
separated because
why
he
was
would have recognized Shinonome.
Wait, Amaguchi got the nanomachines?
I think everyone who's part of the Sentinels probably got nanomachines.
No, because no, we know that's not true.
Except for maybe
Hobo
Goto.
doesn't have them.
Well, anyone probably Moimura could get her hands on.
Well, no, because I'm pretty sure these nanomachines were specifically were specifically so that way you could manipulate the memories and stuff, whether like positively or negatively.
Okay, well, if we recall, Shu Amaguchi doesn't remember a lot of stuff, right?
So did you manage?
Shinonome, was there anyone?
Does Shu not remember a lot of stuff?
Yeah, Shu was like.
Oh no, you're right. He was having flashbacks, or not flashbacks. He was being given memories and stuff. So no, yeah, I think you're right. Because Amaguchi is Ida.
Yeah.
Man, that is kind of weird though that she's working on herself, i.e. Iori, and then young Ida, i.e. Amaguchi. That must be kind of fucked up.
Oh no!
You and I had the same
Zach, you told me we were done with her, Zach.
It's really funny that you and I had the exact same response.
Come back when.
She's shooting him.
Yep.
You better start talking. Those men that are after me.
This is what you wanted me to do.
What I wanted?
Hey, what? Sekigahara, don't shoot. You too, Meg. What are you thinking? Hey, Megumi!
And look, she just leaves!
Well, no, because we heard about that, right? We heard about that in her campaign, where the cat was like, "You failed to shoot Sekigahara."
I only followed you out of sheer. What in the world just happened?
Not a thing.
And you're wandering around. Where's Iori?
What's your problem?
Well, clearly I'm just a hopeless busybody. I'm going to look for Megumi.
I mean, okay, good luck.
God damn.
That girl with the. I know I've seen her. But where? Damn it.
Yeah, he doesn't remember that.
And it's very interesting to me that he's able to like function, because it seems like Shinonome, it seems like her brain literally just like explodes.
Maybe this place isn't entirely.
Oh, and this is okay.
And
He's remembering a different thing. Yeah, because I think for the first time he probably saw her, or Tomi saw him in the other sector, but I think those memories are different than this memory. So.
Lab number 6. So, this is the Shikishima facility. Current year 2104.
Man, so him being fully separated actually happened early on in his timeline, but it was like in the latter half of like Yuki's and stuff like that.
I must say, in his timeline, it was relatively early, but it's after, like, it is, I think it's after he rescues them. When he rescues
in a lot of
Tomi
other timelines, in a lot of other timelines, we see him before he got separated, which I think is one of the big things that's kind of like, oh, this is tough. Kind of trying to put 2 and 2 together. You can go up to Android, yeah.
This is the one that has Tomi in it, right?
Yeah, I think 426 says this is way past that.
Could it be from shifting?
That is not the same robot.
Fuck.
Another one?
Do you have gun?
Did I have anything that I could do? At the end of Fuyusaka's story, he's about fully gone. Right, because he's like laying down on the floor, getting his mind separated. So that would have been right after
It's just weird that like we're now like so much of it we were with an
pre-separation.
Pre-separation, yeah. So now being post-separation is like kind of messing with me.
Yeah.
Is that what this?
It's interesting that his entire campaign more or less takes place post-separation.
Okay, can you stay in the middle so it takes the most amount of time for, or can you check the computers or something? No. I'm wondering if anything else can pop up last second. They just stopped. Yeah, okay. Oh, this is Android, I think. Her, yeah.
Want to die? You should stop snoop.
Is this 426?
The surface is covered in lethal levels of radiation right now. Go up there and you'll cough up blood until you're dead.
Yeah, because by the way, I double-checked. This is Sector
1. Yeah.
Who are you?
Well, clearly I'm just a hopeless busybody. I inspected.
Is it Eeyore? No, sorry, correct person. Is this Tommy?
Understand about the current situation.
I don't know why, but I ended up here somehow. I have no idea what happened.
Then allow me to fill you in. The Sentinel, or you rather, are compromised. You've been infected with code DD426.
Code
It's a program that's been implemented into
Yeah, we knew this already.
Well, into the nanomachines in your body, to be specific. Its main function is to sever a portion of the nanomachine. The part that's cut is physically connected to the brain. And that region of the brain is where memories are stored. Your brain suffers damage each time a connection is severed. You can lose your memories. Or worse, become a husk.
Okay, so he loses his, or he lost his memories, whereas Shinonome will die.
Is that why I've been getting these headaches? I've had them ever since I got here. Why would anyone want to do something? Is this irreversible?
That's not possible. Access to your nanomachines is once a code or program is there's no way to delete it.
How long do I have before I...
Depends on the intensity of or how much time you spend inside the infected. The longer you're in there, the worse it'll be.
And that's why she's worse?
Moving slowly. To spread to your entire body, it'll take about a month. That's the best case scenario. Worst case would be within a few days.
What do you mean spread to the entire body? All it needs is to cut your brain memory. Synapses.
But there is a way to delay its effects. Fortunately, I discovered a nanomachine lab here. I found it by analyzing.
I can't tell who this is.
I think this is Tommy.
It is a facility that researches future.
But it was like the one that Ida like summoned, right? That one?
I think so, I don't know.
I can create a code.
I mean, she is talking weird. Like she's not talking like Tommy is. She's like it's her voice, but like different intonations. But I don't know who this is.
Like robotic.
Like I don't think it's 426 because 426 is saved, right?
First, let's make a deal.
What?
I need a small favor. It's nothing complicated.
But remember,
her leg. We're stupid.
Yeah, I knew she was Android.
I didn't see that.
I said that. Well, okay, that's fine, I guess. Just don't hear me. So that's why I think it was like it's 426 after he swapped with her.
I have to ask, what's a young girl like you doing in the... I see. The androids here are wrapped in a human-like skin, just like you.
Oh, this? Yeah. It's pretty easy to see the damage on this skin. Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag now.
That's
okay.
Right. Okino mentioned something about that. He said some AI stole an android and
Tsukasa Okino. You should ask him about DD-14. No one knows more about it than he does.
Is that so?
So, how does my offer?
I don't really have a choice.
Then it's settled. I'll give you some pills for your headaches.
And this is how 426 got into Sector 1985?
That'd be Sector 4. I don't think so.
Because doesn't this android kind of just appear out of nowhere in that one?
Kinda.
So this is how the android got there, I think.
Oh, and is that why the alternate Tomy from like that scene, why her leg was all wrapped up?
I've lost them for now. I have to consider my next move. Just an ordinary.
Is
that
he? 'Cause
suspiciously
he's following me.
Turns to yeah. You got something? You got a problem with me, pal?
Problem, dude?
Why don't you go
grown ass man that's they're allowed to be drunk in public.
I know.
Grown ass man that's only slightly taller than a 16-year-old.
Hey.
426 can't shift on his own because he technically doesn't exist. Okay, so yeah, I think Saab was right then. I think that's how 426 got to Sector 4.
A girl was interesting. I saw her.
So they swapped properly, right, which was 426's plan, but then he couldn't leave, so he just fucking hung out while Sector 1 was obliterated.
He's like, someone's eventually gonna show up.
Wasn't Sector 2 the first one that was attacked? Because that's the one that has the factory in it? I don't know. Whatever.
So, I'm sure that's not important.
Come in. Are you there? Don't be a...
Keep saying the same thing. Because I don't think anything's gonna change.
Damn it.
Yeah.
What do you want?
It seems you found your way onto school ground. Unless you want to get caught, you shouldn't. What business did you have there?
I wanted to learn more.
Forgive me. I should have been transparent from the start.
No shit?
Did you see anyone else there?
No.
I trust you. Partners don't lie.
Partners?
You really don't remember. You and I are working together to...
Everyone?
That was a necessary action to prevent operation. No one else has figured out the truth. Those who came from other sectors have been deceived, and Morimura was the one behind it.
Right, because so it's really interesting that we know that he is actively, like, manipulating and lying. Because it's like, I don't know, it is fucked up. Like, I would hate to learn that it's like, hey, the plan is to actually separate you from the thing that allows you to, like, revive and then kill you. But...
Yeah, but once again, he's also not lying. I'm pretty sure the pill, like, no one remembers it because of the nanomachine pills that.
Well, I guess when I say lying, I guess I mean lying by omission, right? Because he's not saying why Operation Aegis is bad.
Yeah.
What job?
You were tasked with retrieving information. It was to be extracted from a certain date, but circumstances have changed. That unit may jeopardize our escape. You must destroy it.
Yeah, escape.
BJ?
High school.
Yes.
And it may be accompanied by another student. Seek out Natsuno Minami in Class 1C.
Is that an order?
Not at all. I'm merely... The situation must be dealt with. What if we don't?
So, yes. Yes, it's an order.
You don't have to do anything you don't want to.
Thing. But it has to be done.
I don't trust him. It's my only shot. Tomorrow, once class, I'll pay a visit to the school.
Man, it's really funny how they fade off like that every time, because what the fuck do you do all day?
I guess walk around with a headache.
Yo! Runs after her.
Oh, hey, what are you up to? I'm just waiting for someone. Miwako and the others? No. Well, I'll see you later. Okay.
You. Oh, does he not know who Natsuno is?
Hey, Akun.
Were you waiting for me?
Mm-hmm. I was hoping you'd show up. Is every...
She's giving like a more, it's not girly, but like cutesy voice as well.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier.
Huh?
Yesterday.
Like she's putting on this whole like persona, not intentionally, probably just natural for Yori, but
yeah.
But there's a reason I wasn't honest. I still don't know who my enemies are. I can trust you.
Seriously? Of course.
Then I'm going to need your help.
I'm happy to, but I'm not happy you lied to me. Why didn't you tell me sooner?
I'm sorry.
Died.
I'm not happy you lied to me.
said anything to you about my memory.
Nope. You tend
So
to
close.
pop up out of nowhere.
Getting to the end without needing my headphones.
No, don't know. You had that, like, you really had something to say. Maybe you were planning on telling me then.
Does this cryptic note mean anything?
Have you ever seen this?
I don't think so.
Hello, it's me, the human marshmallow.
She's like, cute boy.
Good. Chill out, Miwa-chan. So, are things going well with
I'm literally right here.
Well, I'm not sure.
Thinking.
So did you get to...
Huh?
No, you didn't go to second, did you? Already?
The bases are really funny.
Sorry, I'm doing it again.
Classic Miwa-chan.
Well, anyway, what are you holding, by the way?
Oh, this? I'm trying to figure out what these numbers...
She's gonna know. Yep.
What?
What do you mean?
What these numbers mean?
Well, why does she know?
Yes.
Please tell me.
They're for the telephone message service. It just started last month.
Oh, where you can leave messages over the phone?
My mom uses it whenever she works late. She leaves me a message.
Okay, and that's why it didn't work on a payphone, because you can't leave a message on a payphone because no one owns it.
Okay.
Why don't I give... You got this,
You got this, Iori-chan.
A message service, huh?
It's an interesting place to live.
Do you know a first year by the name?
Na-chan? Yeah, she was just here. She's the one I was talking to before you...
No!
That girl in gym clothes. She's probably gone by...
Do you know Na-chan?
No.
No, not at all.
Oh my god.
Yay!
Sorry, you can't talk to her because she's only got one person on her mind. And that's the person. Goodbye.
Yakushiji.
Nah, that's not a thing. I don't accept it. Whatever. We're moving on from that in my mind. Remember, Saba. Parental.
Follow them.
You are correct, Saba. You are correct, Saba.
About what? Sorry?
About it, parental. It's parental. The relationship.
No.
100%. Nothing else, Matt. Nothing else exists.
I mean, if you want to say it's parental, I don't want to know what your search history looks like.
It's like, please tell me that Megumi did not end up with Kurabe. That's what my search looks like.
So we meet again.
Did he
It's easy
follow
when
him?
you're the one holding the gun, isn't it? But not so much when you're staring down the... Now tell me. You said that I asked you to shoot. What did you mean by that?
That's just what I was told.
Who ordered you to shoot? Tell me everything you know.
Stop! No, wait!
You shouldn't startle me like that, unless you want to die, that is.
Jiro!
Just who do you think you can't barge into someone's house without permission? I remember you. Shot that robot at Tokisaka Shrine.
This is between me and her. Stay out of this, Jiro.
Izumi. You've got it all. I'm Jiro Kurabe.
Whoever you are, get out of my way.
Oh, he did
done.
just shoot
It's
him.
done. It's okay. He's okay.
I only...
Like you did, Megumi, to like a bunch of people.
What kind of monster would just shoot somebody?
The whole thing is sitting on the TV.
The TV?
There's nothing there.
Well, I guess we're doing this. So...
Unless he chooses to
Well, because
show himself.
he can, yeah.
You are not a talking cat. There must be some trick to it.
The only trick here is my unrivaled gene. Cats aren't stupid. Especially you. You thought you could escape the game?
See, now just to give you like a comparison, and like look at, so this campaign has been deeply fascinating because we're getting a lot of answers, right? But compare, I don't know, to me, I'm comparing how this campaign feels to Tomi's campaign. Tomi's campaign, brilliant setup for a bunch of stuff, felt consistent, cohesive, felt awesome. A's whole thing so far wildly disconnected from everything. Even its own chapters feel disconnected from each other. So, like, what I mean to say is that this feels like it was developed very late in the process.
I mean, I don't think just because it's late means it like it's inherently incohesive, but I think this is like very reflected on A's character. Like, he's been like dealing with a lot of separate things.
New information. Yeah, you know. That's why you came and begged me to put you back in the game.
I did?
I can't tell if this is real or not.
The gun she aimed at you is a nanomachine injector. Anyway, as promised, I'll let you back onto the battlefield.
When you say all I could think of was running away, do you mean I was trying to escape from this world?
Who knows?
Then what did you mean by new info?
Man, you really don't remember a thing, do you? You can always
clearly
ask,
not.
Maybe the guy behind you knows some.
Just what the hell do you think you're doing?
You just happen to pick the one place with 3 main characters in it.
Sekigahara?
Miura? Did you say...
Man, he is really out of sorts.
This is what I'm talking about. Where it's actually a little frustrating that he just like doesn't seem to know anything.
I feel bad for him. Clearly, he's got like a lot of stuff happened to him, and now he's just like.
That's number 13.
Been axed.
Number 14, by the way.
Oh.
Hello again.
Is this her after she's been infected by 426?
I would assume not, since she's in the fucking hangar.
For all 3rd generation Sentinels act.
Tamao-san.
Just know, I don't intend to report what you told me.
Or is this? Oh, this might be a flashback. I don't think so.
To when he was like, I'm gonna first upgrade the 13, like the Sentinel or Generation 3s and stuff.
I suggest you stop poking your nose where it doesn't belong.
Afraid I can't do that. Now, I need a favor from you. If anything happens to me, I want you to keep my line open.
Fine.
It's fine for you two not to interact with each other? Nani? What?
Hey, Miura. I saw Tamao Karabe at the Sentinel number 18 lift, too. Who is she? Is she also from the future?
She's Sentinel number 18's pilot.
Okay. So Tamao was originally part of all this?
But I thought only AI could operate Sentinel number 18.
Yes.
Did we know that? I don't think
that she's not real, like she's not a real person? Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, I mean, Tamao in the real Tamao was an AI specialist, so it kind of makes sense.
You used my real name.
Well, you did say you were a human once.
So you believe me?
So, like, what? Okay, now I'm getting confused. You can just make a new Miura. Why is he an AI system? I don't get it.
I don't know.
Listen, Sekigahara, I have some matters to discuss with you.
You got awfully serious.
Let's talk face. Raise the lift so no one else can disturb us.
Raise the lift?
That's good.
Because he's like in the mech or whatever.
I've got the perfect view of your face from up here. Quite imposing.
Yeah, because it's the little thing way in the back.
Anyway, what is it?
Remember the conversation about the mainframe?
That's the computer in the underground UFO, right?
Right. It turns out it was created in the year 2188.
That's even further in the future than Ida and the others.
I'm positive that's the era they come from. I spent a lot of time analyzing the mainframe's data. That's when I found a massive report on this so-called 2188. I've only managed to decode a portion of it so far. Once I'm done, we'll find out what set this all into motion. Who knows? We might even find a way to save the world.
Really?
Now, on to the real issue. The data on the mainframe has been quarantined. Someone made it inaccessible. I'm positive Chihiro Morimura was the one who did it.
Morimura?
If I had to guess, there are some things
thought she came here to help save this one.
It definitely seemed that way.
Right, because this whole thing seems to just be painting Moimura in an untrustworthy light.
But as it turns out, she has ulterior motives.
There has to be a way.
Yeah,
for
and
you to
Ida
access
definitely
it.
doesn't.
I've tried everything.
So there's nothing we can...
Once again, I think in this case, we're dealing with...
Well, we know, by the way, we know what
narrator.
data she quarantined, because we already saw it. It was all the logs.
Yeah, but like I said, it's like... Yes, your statement makes sense. Yeah, my statement's a little separate, but yeah.
Sorry, what were you saying?
Yeah. No. I was just saying, I think this is a whole very unreliable narrator scenario. Like, he doesn't even know what's happening. So, like, that's why we're like, yeah, Moimura's the one with ulterior motives.
The one I copied to my brain.
So you created a backup, and it's stored in the memory of Sentinel number...
That's right. But if Morimura finds it, I know she'll erase it.
You think? She probably isn't the only one who wants it erased.
That's why I'm asking for your... If this Sentinel suffers extensive damage, please recover the memory block at all costs. When that time comes...
So obviously, I think this is before he becomes BJ.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
I won't let you down.
Maybe he saved him and put him in BJ.
What brought you here in the first place?
Oh, well, I came to update your system. It won't take long.
Sekigahara.
Yeah?
We're friends.
Oh no.
Of course we are.
I'm literally just going to infect you right now, though.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. But he doesn't know that.
Well, he does know in order to control the robots, he has to update the code. But I guess he's maybe thinking that it's not that big of a deal.
No, I'm saying that Sekigahara doesn't know that the DD426 code is inside of him in that moment. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay. No, yeah, I was thinking of something else.
Updating software is not a virus. I know you have trouble with computers, but that's not the same thing.
No. If you recall the conversation, Zach, he said he's able to control it as long as he updates the system. Thank you very much.
Just an ordinary...
9.
Not an ordinary cop.
Someone's in there right now.
That's Granny Tamao.
It actually might be.
A girl with who she created. I saw her, but what business aside?
I think this is all things where you're here and now you're gonna like, think about something and then it'll be like, oh, that reminds me.
Ryoko, let's see. Attempting to delay nanomachine separation in the brain.
And he doesn't even remember that they're like childhood friends.
C0204 and C22. C0204 is the same one. It's been over a week since she last received a dope. I wonder how she's doing without the pills. Chihiro Morimura, especially for those from... If operation will never be able... That must be why I...
Right, because from his perspective, he thinks Operation Aegis is shutting down the time machine, not locking out Sector 0.
He was administered NM-A8076. Looks like a different kind of nanomachine. Seems it was only administered once. All it says is 20% transplant rate.
Huh.
Juro, he's receiving 2 types, NM-A8075 and B01.
It's a lot of stuff.
He received 4 doses of A, then switched to B01 from the 5th. There's a scribbled note here. B01 was synthesized by
So it seems like the one that started with the letter A is about implanting memories, because that's what Shu got as well. He got 1 dose of the one that inserted some of the memories into his mind, whereas they essentially were they were making like a new personality for Karabe, and then they needed to stabilize it. That's kind of interesting.
She seems to... It appeared, and I had... What was I going to... That student... She's likely already gone. I'll have to wait. These numbers... One said it... There's an... Maybe it's a...
Ida and Izumi memories. Yeah, correct.
Now that I think this is the one from...
Hey, you! What were you just holding? Show...
Holy shit, because I pulled out a gun?
Now do what I said. Is some kind of toy gun? I'm taking
yes.
you in for...
Oh.
Damn it. Freeze.
That'd be really funny. That would be so funny if that just made me fail. Oh, we returned to the scene of the crime.
All that run, and I end up at... Morimura's death hasn't been those black...
I'm just imagining the fucking, like, the flat-foot cop who had to, like, take the body away, being like, holy shit, look at it, bro. It's just like, at the crime scene, she was fucking ventilated.
Oh my god.
At that point, they were already coming in. Did I lure Morimura? It just doesn't add up.
I think what we're actually going to do, I think we're actually going to get the memory at some point, or at least, like, see video, I guess, of, like, hey, this is what actually happened, and it's going to be Moimura being like, shoot me, do it, shoot me.
But I'm still not sure what some of them...
Great, time to do it again.
It's basic, except the infected will... It's likely the cause of mine. The medical, Shu, Ami, they've all been in... Chihiro, Morim, especially if operate will never be... That must be...
I wonder how one takes the idea, or like, would you get fatigued? Because it's like, obviously we've dealt with a lot of like memory stuff here.
Yeah.
But there's a separation between someone who keeps constantly getting amnesia versus someone who doesn't have someone's like they happen to be the same or whatever, like, but someone who's a completely different person but is then getting implanted with memories. Because I know there's a thing where there's a thing where it's like, I know sometimes the trope of like, oh, someone keeps getting amnesia, it gets tiring. But I believe, I mean, to you, right, these are two separate entities, right? Amnesia versus like X person getting implanted with memories.
I'm about to say, you're describing like, I mean, in actuality, there's three separate scenarios, right? There's like the Karabe situation where he just has someone else's memories wholesale. There's the Sekigahara situation where he just has no memories. And then there's the Ryoko Shinonome where she's living in Memento, where she's like constantly forgetting and stuff. So what's your question exactly?
Well, I was thinking about how some people, they're like, oh, if you overuse amnesia, it could be really frustrating.
Oh, like
right?
trope
Because, yeah. So I'm like, but these are technically separate, right?
Of the three that I just described, A is definitely the most frequently used trope, right? Because he has an event that occurs that is important, but he can't remember it, and then we move forward. Whereas like Shinonome's is just really frustrating in general because she's like, in a literal sense, she's a non-functional character because she just resets every like hour or so. Whereas Karabe is definitely the most original, I guess. Summon the motorcycle, dude.
Well, no nearby. Maybe it's somewhere for...
Oh.
The android. An update that has a very...
There it is.
How in the world did this motorcycle... Did it come when I pressed the button on...
Voice authentication.
You've never pressed this button previously?
Is this a self-driving motorcycle?
Who are you, motorcycle?
Well, why couldn't there be AI in here?
100%, yeah. Just ask the motorcycle who it is and what it is and who I am.
That must mean something. SXRNR. So that's like, that's probably, given it's Japanese, it's probably like S by R and then NR. I wonder what that... Do we know anybody who has a first or last name because of R? I guess Ryoko Shinonome, but that doesn't really count.
Sekigahara and Chihiro Morimura.
And?
Me and Morimura? It looks like I've used this motorcycle before.
It would be funny if they were actually, like, lovers in the future. Like, older Sekigahara and Titty Monster were, like, actually a thing. And this was their joint.
Maybe. There could be it could be literally anything, Zach. I don't know. It could be.
You're right. You are right. It could literally be anything. That's kind of the problem with this game.
this thing all around this, but there are only 2 places I've visited. Aside from Sakura High, it's just this one other
Set this location as your...
Yes.
Let's go, dude.
Let's hit the road.
Let's hit the road. Oh, hell yeah. Look at this shot. Look at this trailer shot, my guy.
Hey, did I leave?
Invalid request. Please specify.
I want to know if I left behind any message.
2 logs found from A Sekiga. Begin playback.
This is what I was talking about.
So, did you find it? Well, your intuition was... I'm leaving this message as a precaution, just in case I lose my memory sooner than I expect. You've still got work to do if you want to escape this world. You must acquire the data logs from 2188. One more thing.
Which you failed to do, we know
This takes
that.
priority over all. You can't let Chihiro Morimura execute Operation Aegis. She holds a position as a...
So this is before he realized the truth about Ida.
Well, I don't know if he ever figures out the truth about it.
Yeah.
Does he? Well, no, he must, because he's fighting.
Yeah. Yes.
My headaches are getting worse. In any case,
He's like, ignore the last message. Oh, no, my Fuyusaka.
The ID she used was Morimura's biometric. Iori Fuyusaka is... Knowing this, do I still try to stop Operation Aegis? That's the real question.
Why is that a question?
So
Why do you care?
Well, so this is, once again, I think it's like, maybe he has feelings for her, but it's just like, it's just he didn't have the luxury to think about it, but I would say he is affected by her.
I mean, I'm just here to say, like, he had a little bit of, like, a lovey-dovey crush, and then he learned the truth, and he's like, damn, that's what she looks like in the future?
It could always be that. It could always be that.
Fuyusaka, how is that? And what did I decide to do?
This does not...
Where is he going? Where are you going, sir?
Well, he said that... Well, he said it... Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't know it was going to be the abandoned factory, but he said there were 2 places that he had visited multiple times on the motorcycle. And this is the second one.
So this is the play. Now what am I gonna
This is where Hobo and Okino are.
Locked. This factory has to be what...
Sorry, gotta reply.
Well, look who we have here. Here to cause some more trouble? Something wrong?
No, nothing.
Let me guess. You finally lost your memories.
How?
Just by the way you're acting, kind of a dead giveaway.
He's like, before you were like really aggressive, or I don't know.
What I was trying to do here?
That's odd.
Okino.
You're in my way.
What the fuck? You're so...
Did that have to be an interaction? What?
Well, once again, it's because Okino loves how much power she has over this guy who is way bigger and stronger than he is, you know?
And you?
It didn't work. I suppose 32% wasn't enough. You recognize me, don't you?
No.
That can't be. Focus.
Hey, Oki.
Take a good look at my face. I know you can remember.
No, you can.
Apparently that is enough just to remember someone. Look at my face. Remember.
Wait. This.
Because it's the same Sentinel that he saw in the future.
He's been going so many places.
A 3rd generation Sentinel number 9. So this is where it was transmitted. Is this a hangar for Sentinels?
Awfully persistent, aren't you?
What, you kept running?
I know it's you, Okino.
Even in this outfit, you managed to catch me.
Have you been in hiding ever since the incident? Just laying low?
I can't tell if he's like a little embarrassed about also dressing. That was my chair arm thing. Sometimes I scooch forward.
Sekigahara-kun, Why were you searching for me?
I don't think that Okino is embarrassed about dressing like a girl. I think Okino doesn't want to admit that he likes being able to flip-flop. I think that Okino has rationalized it as a like, oh, it's a disguise and I can do it whenever I want. When in actuality, I think he just really likes the idea that he can be bold.
I mean, you could be right. I could be right. I think it's both of like, because I said he may be embarrassed that it's like really effective what he's doing. So he's a little bit embarrassed about that, but at the same time, he's like, bro, I can like manipulate people with this. So yeah, I'm still doing it.
I mean, I don't know when in the timeline this is. I don't know. At what age does the hyper-androgynous person realize that they can do this? I guess. I don't know. It feels like Okino is pretty good at it already, so I don't know if Okino would necessarily be embarrassed by the fact that it's a capability
well, I feel like
that they
by this
have.
point, Okino's been dressing as the fake daughter for a while, I would say.
Because I can't trust anyone.
Yeah.
And that includes you, Ace.
You were on the battlefield, yet you're not showing any symptoms.
I could say the same about you.
I'm taking pills to help reduce the...
Pills?
Pills?
These.
I see. These serve as additional code for priority process.
These aren't going to save me.
For priority process.
Of course they won't. All you're doing is buying yourself some time.
What about you? You're completely healthy.
Okino's like, bro, I made everything, okay? Just because it got messed around with doesn't mean I'm not a pro at keeping myself safe.
It was about a year ago. I discovered a code created by 426, the aptly named DD426. I tested it on myself in an attempt to detach the D code, which resulted in the loss of my memory.
Oh, so the loss of memories just happened really early, I think.
That's why I was unaffected on the battlefield.
He had already been through all of that.
Actually, that would be... I mean, I'm thinking about it now. That would actually be kind of sick, because the interlocutor allows you to implant memories. Wouldn't it be sick if Okino, being the brilliant guy that he is, took his memories, duplicated them, took DD426, got separated, and then just put them right back and was like, all right, I'm immune. That'd be sick.
It doesn't seem like you've lost your memories at all.
That's because I transferred my memories to my nanomachines.
Well, there you go.
So he had a failsafe. He had like if something goes wrong there.
It carries all the qualities that make up my identity.
All the qualities, you say.
Let me get this straight. You're a program that's simulating Okino?
Initially, yes.
So it's Okino.
But now that I've been affixed, I've become the true Tsukasa Okino. I possess the original Okino's personality and memory. You can't even tell the difference.
But you're still not the same.
What a weird way of thinking about it, though.
I don't know.
Like, why not be like, why not be like, oh, this is me. Like, I created a backup of myself. This has happened after like a memory. Why not think about it in a way of, hey, I got amnesia and I've regained my memories, even though it's like via a third process, which is nanomachines. I've regained all my memories.
Yeah, the idea that the idea that Okino's mind was running as a simulation for a bit, that is kind of weird. You're not wrong about that.
Whether we retain our memories or not, we're never the same as our past.
You know what? That's why, because they want to make this philosophical argument of like.
Yes, because even like if someone gets amnesia, if you experience different memories, right, and you add them on top of whatever the other one was, it's like it's technically you're different. This is definitely like a philosophical thing.
What's that phrase that people use more frequently now, where it's like a man can never walk into the same river twice because it'll never be the same man and it will never be the same river. That's essentially what Okino's saying, where it's like, we're all transient, dude.
Your pursuit of me caused quite the panic. Professor Doji wants to have me restrained. And now that you've caught me, maybe it's time I gave up.
But we know you escaped.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, because it's Himbo, right?
It's Himbo.
Over here, help!
You lying piece of shit.
The thing is, so he wasn't from this time, right? He just got shoved here because the Sentinel got a thing. So I mean, has he just been running around this time period, being like, whatever, the sector being like, I don't really know what I'm doing here?
I don't know. I mean, I thought he, like, because this is a different time period than where he was before. So he must have been sent here for, I think he was sent here to retrieve something? I don't know. Because, like, remember, in the Sector 2, I think, is where that conversation happened on the rooftop. They have time travel. Or at least, like, they say they have time travel. So I think they sent him here for a reason. I don't super know why.
How'd you get in here?
Please.
Yeah, they don't know who he is.
Hold it, Okino. Not so fast, you bastard. This is highly classified material.
Damn you, Okino.
Okino
I mean, but what's
like,
the point, Okino, of like doing all this stuff to A, right? Like, well, what exactly did Okino want? Or not Okino, sorry, Freeze. What did A want from Okino in that situation? Just like information and stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so. So, sorry. When you think about it, I think there once again, just kind of coming back to that idea of there are many big players here who are trying to go for different end games. Ida wants to keep the loop going in the way that it has been, more or less, because he wants to, Ida wants to stop the Deimos, but not stop the looping process because he wants to make a version of the world that is perfect for him, right? Like, that's his objective. That's his end game, is to defeat the Deimos, but then keep the loop going. Chihiro's is to stop the Deimos, kind of stop the Deimos by killing themselves, essentially, right? Which is what Operation Aegis is. I think Okino's plan is to do the thing that I said, which is, like, defeat the kaiju, separate the video game portion from Central Command, so that way it doesn't reset the video game, and then we all just move forward. I think that's Okino's big plan, and I don't know if Okino's gonna succeed, because Okino just doesn't fucking tell anybody anything. You know?
Yeah, also, from what we know, Okino also is missing information, you know? So it's like...
That's true. Well, Okino is definitely picking up on stuff way faster than everyone else, though.
We met in Sector 5.
Good.
And you're an AI construct.
Huh? Is that all? You've neglected to remember some rather important detail. Let's try this again.
Okino, do you really have to stand so...
Don't pay any mind.
I'm sorry, but once again, though, is this like a re-trigger? It's like, yes, I can just stand in front of your face and you will remember.
In a literal sense, that might be what Okino might have literally done that.
That's funny. It's like, yes, I will stand nose to nose, and you, by looking at me like a fisheye lens, will remember everything that's happened.
I mean, I don't necessarily want to be too specific, Saba, but it could literally be like, if you look at my irises, that will trigger the memories that I locked away.
That could be
entirely possible. Because I mean, how else are you going to look at someone's irises in detail?
How are you feeling?
My head feels like it's about...
What about the pills?
They aren't working.
But you've taken so many of them. They still aren't helping?
We're ready to go. Oh. There was one thing I wanted... You seemed very reluctant to go through with this, but now you've come to rely on this plan. So what changed your...
Nothing changed. I still think this is terrible, but there are some things I don't want to forget. Like that vile face of yours.
I'll be sure to preserve that memory for you.
There you go.
Okay,
Walk me through the steps once more.
Sure. First, I'll input a memory extraction. Your memories can be saved at any time.
So, okay, so Okino did the same backup plan for A-ish.
So I think it's a thing where only Okino is probably able to do this, or like preemptively know how to back up, you know, information.
Like I think literally anybody could have done this with the knowledge, but Okino is just the one who figured it out first. I think you're correct.
And no one really
thought about this.
He's like hidden by like, so that kind of sucks.
All I need is for you to save my memories. I don't want some AI taking over me.
A simulated personality will think the same way. It'll be able to work together with your own brain. In other words, it will act as a support to your brain.
Yeah, but like the way this is like being like talked about is like there is a duplicate of your own voice in your head talking to you is what this sounds like.
That's kind of how they're presenting it, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll teach your brain new ways to think and solve problems. Like, that's so weird, man.
Will still be in
And that's why I'm like, it's just like, it's like a separate voice that's you that's being like, but have you thought about it in this way?
What?
Oh.
I just hate myself.
I really don't need a simulated person.
In that case, I'll simply extract.
That sounds like a really deep and sad.
So
like,
I think what Okino is actually doing, or I think Okino's ideal version of this process, which I think Okino did to himself, is I think it's hijacking your subconscious. Because that's what your subconscious does, right? Your subconscious, like, heavily influences, like, the way you think about things, but it's your conscious mind that, like, makes decisions and perceives things, you know? So I think Okino is like, oh, I'll just hijack your subconscious. It'll make you better.
After your memories they'll be stored in your nano machine. I'll configure it so when the decode region is your memories will be backed up. Will require an intracerebral.
I'm wondering in like a physical aspect, it's like destroying synapses, right? So it's like, okay, well once the synapses are destroyed, we've done our job and we'll just like cease, right? But then this nanomachines will come back and just reattach.
You're talking about the decode stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll just like build new synapses with the same memories, so.
That's not how human beings work.
Well, I'm sorry.
You
know how nanomachines are going to work in people's brains?
No, but you said regrow new synapses. That's not... I mean, you can make new connections, I guess, but they're talking... Like, when they described the process of the decode, like, separating the stuff, they were talking about physical damage to the human brain. The human brain can't produce any more nerve cells. You get what you get, and that's it.
Does cutting them... So, like, separating them...
So when they say cutting, they're cutting the... Because remember how the decode looks like a virus, right? When they said cutting, they meant cutting the part that, like, connects the head to the legs. But the process of that severing causes damage to the brain.
Okay, so not damage the thing.
Yeah, it's not literally, like,
I was just
taking
trying
a
to
little
think about it,
saw
like...
and cutting the brain.
Yeah. I was just trying to think about it in, like, a more physical way, but okay. Yeah, it's more... molecular.
I mean, you're right. It's physical. It's just that you're, like, after you're separated, like, damage to your brain can never be recovered. That's why, like, seizures are really scary.
Yeah.
My equipment can only do so much. I'll only be able to map roughly 30% of the region per scan.
Oh, and that's why he said, like, 37% wasn't enough. Interesting.
So you'll have to...
But what do we mean by wasn't enough?
Like, wasn't enough for, like, the rest of his brain to just fill in the blanks, I think.
Okay.
Let's get started, shall we? Please, take it. I'm going to create your intracerebral map. We'll start with some word exercises. Try listing any words starting with A that come to mind. As you say each word, imagine the object in your head.
This is a...
Apple.
I mean, it's usually
asphalt.
apple.
Anchor.
What? Freaking like Himbo's just like, just kind of here. Can't really do much. It is true.
Oh, I didn't realize that there was summary. Did you ever notice that? There was a summary at the top of what
I didn't. I think you click it so fast that it doesn't really like pop up.
It doesn't load in. I never noticed that before.
We're back here again.
Once again, like, the game is implying that these are on different days, right? So you're telling me that every night these guys are drunk off their ass on the same bench? Hey, let me do the phone number thing. Yeah.
So the numbers were for... I wonder who would have left...
You've reached the automated message. Please enter your username.
What an interesting visual way of showing that. He has like duplicating itself on top of it. Yeah, it's cool.
Hello, A. Turns out I was wrong. There are no outcomes where this ends well. My advice to you is to stop living in the past. You're responsible for your own future now.
But why did A suddenly decide to use this?
I imagine you're pretty confused, right, hearing this message on it. So, I've entrusted a message to a good friend of ours. If you seek him out, you'll likely find him with Natsunomi Nami.
Which is BJ.
Mira. Yeah.
It looks like I'm out of time. Above all else, finish the job. It's for your, understood?
Finish the job as in kill Iori?
I don't know what the job is. It's also
well,
super interesting how he keeps on trying to adjust himself whenever he says me to you, because I guess for him he understands that they're two separate beings. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
But that's just an interesting. But that's just an interesting thing for like a personality, like talking to him as like or describing as a personality. He like believes that these two things to be real, or like
that actually does bring up like an interesting philosophical idea, right? Because he's physically the same person, but his mind is different. But yet we also have had narratives where, like, for example, Chihiro and Iori are technically the same person, but they just have, like, different minds. So, like, if you had two separate bodies but with identical minds, they would still be the, quote, same person, but, you know, separated in that way. So I guess it is kind of... I guess I'm just... a very philosophical campaign. Truly it is. But I guess what I mean to say is that I never really thought about it before, where it's like, you know, I really don't, like, I don't get drunk or high or anything like that, because I really dislike losing my lucidity. But, like, it's interesting to think that a person is their mind and their body, like, as a continuum. And if you sever or separate those, you just kind of, you don't necessarily duplicate, you just kind of make a new thing, which I think is interesting. Like, if I put your mind in the body of a cat, but then duplicated your mind in your body, that would still be you, but then the cat would just be a new entity who has your mind in it.
Yeah, you separate, and as soon as, right, you are a separated being that experiences its own separated memories, from then on,
you start diverting
different.
Immediately, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't realize this would suddenly become this philosophical. I mean, it's kind of interesting that we're now approaching this subject in this campaign.
Wait a minute. When I met up with Fuyus, a girl passed by and said she wasn't that...
Go again.
I'll wait, then I'll head over. Fuyusaka's at the front. She's still with... Things might heat up again. If anything were to happen, I wouldn't be able to forgive my...
Oh, Men in Black.
Fuyusaka, they're crawling all over. I'd better stay up.
Okay, so this is them saying, hey, we know you know that she's in the locker room, but you're not allowed in there.
They must be trapped. Guess I'm...
So where to go then?
It's base except the infect. It's likely the medical shoe. They've all been. She seems to. It appeared, and I have. What was I? Not. She was the. And now it has a very. Excuse. Where can I find someone who's on the?
Oh, well, do you need some?
Do you need something?
Natsuno. She was the.
You just remember, kids, the only thing you have to say as a young school person is, I want to ask X person out for, like, because as a crush. And then everyone will be like, oh my god, of course I'll tell you where X person is.
Got it.
That's really, it's a surefire way, especially if you're in Japan, apparently. Yuki.
Right, because wasn't one of her tasks to follow A?
Looks like she.
Her task, I thought, was to follow a bunch of people.
Correct, and one of them was A.
Where'd she go?
Gonna fucking kill us, I think.
She's leading us somewhere for sure.
To the old school building.
I wonder if it's back to Ida. Oh yeah, I mean that's what happened. We got like knocked over. Do you think this is the point where like the full separation?
No. We already had the. We already
did that.
Separation. Yes, we did.
Okay, so you think that she'll be like, dude, what's happening? Why are you so weird?
No, I think she's gonna shoot me in the face. There you are.
Not Tsunami now.
Bastard! Stay the hell away from Nut!
Wait, Yuki-chan!
For what? This asshole just held a gun to your—
Stop this right now!
Fine.
Wasn't she in front of us?
You seem to know who I
Well, and then we ran past.
Care to explain?
You really forgot everything, huh? That's why I can't get a good read on you. Hard to tell whose side you're on right.
He's like, I have no clue what's even happening.
You lured me all the way. What are you planning?
Planning? I thought you came...
Him? That's what showed me the
Wrong. That's
Wrong.
Not the same one. That unit was a different one supplied by the SIU. They're the ones who had it say all those things.
SIU.
It's where those guys in black are from.
Just who in the world?
So she's like, yeah, Ida's lying to you. I guess this is what.
I think you're right. I think this scene is them being like, hey, Ida's using you.
Strictly speaking,
then why cooperate with?
Got no choice. They're keeping tabs on Nachan.
So those black suits wanted me to
and
see
she is my daughter spiritually.
But why?
Weird. It's a very, I don't even know how to describe that scenario, but yes.
It would be kind of, it would be really weird if they, like, because they wouldn't do it, but like, imagine Natchan got like injured because she's, I don't know, whatever. And it's like, oh, we need a blood transfusion. If only we had a viable donor. And it's just like, oh, actually, you're like almost identical to her. Yeah, we could take your blood. Right? And it'd be like,
This is the data unit I was told to see.
There's a message for you.
A message?
He asked me to show it to you. So, here it is.
And this is after BJ's dead. I'm sorry, BJ.
Why did you temporarily erase your memories? Was it because of me?
Yes. I can't let them get their hands on it.
My partnership with Ida, my dishonesty. You knew all along.
Oh.
You might not know this, but you're a terrible liar.
Yaha!
Why didn't you show me the data after it was analyzed? Because you took pity on me?
Some things are best left unknown.
I disagree. I should know about my own path, no matter how terrible I want. Can you link me to the logs through this message? Please, Mior, show me the logs from 2188.
Oh, fuck. Dude, are we about to see that? Oh.
Okay, what was A?
Who's the target?
So he's like a hitman.
He's a fucking hitman? Who the... Is that Ida? Is that ancient Ida?
You're in nanotech research. Is that Tamao? Is he talking about Tamao? The leading figure in nanotech research.
No, because Tamao is AI. Yeah. Nano Machines was Moimura.
She's a former executive of Newman Inc. After she left the company, I allowed her to participate in Shikishima's project. The project was put on hold, but she continues working on it despite...
Is this a really weird way? Remember, he's like, oh, I want to change the authority command, like the chain of command. Was this actually like, it happened?
Well, remember, all of these people are dead because there was a shootout that no one survived, right?
Yeah.
So it's like whatever this is that's going on is largely irrelevant-ish. Except it's clearly like the foundation of what they're working on. But like,
our company will suffer massive losses as a result.
Wait, so is this technically the first time that we're seeing Amaguchi? Like 2188 Amaguchi? Because that's Ida, but Ida is Amaguchi.
We are assuming this is Ida.
Saba, he looks very similar and he has the same voice.
Sure, but like I'm saying, I want confirmation.
But like what?
He may just say it in this conversation. I don't know. Let's just keep moving.
Excuse me. You pushed for the acquisition of Newman Inc. And and that initiated a backdoor transfer of a large slush fund. What are you basing this on? Morimura's interstellar development It was one of 12 that were showcased for the acquisition. You used the project as a cover for the real use of your funds, but Morimura's actions threw a wrench in your plans.
Man,
just pull up the log to read the name. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Question mark. Thanks, Golden Wise.
Lie. Lies.
would catch wind of the situation. They'll definitely launch an investigation, and that will put you in danger of losing your position. Are you threatening me, Sekigahara? Like I'd waste my time. I'm an assassin. A professional. If I'm expected to perform my job perfectly, and I need
You remember when we talked about way back in the day where we're like, A's an assassin?
I mean, he fucking exudes assassin energy even as a 16-year-old, so yes.
Sector 4.
That was really funny that this worked out.
That's still under construction. You'll find her research lab there. I'll be heading into orbit myself next month for an inspection. I want the job handled by then. And be discreet. I've just sent over security details for Sector 4. You'll also find a security personnel ID for your use. Eliminate Chihiro Morimura and put an end to the project.
He was sent to kill Morimura twice. If anything, he's probably killing Morimura a lot, right?
Oh, a lot of different versions of her.
Right.
Though I don't think he's ever encountered like Iori Fuyusaka version of her. I think it may have always been like older.
I don't know, we'll see.
What was all that? Morimura's that one teacher. You came here from the future to.
Why do you keep calling her a teacher? She's not a teacher. She's a nurse.
Once again, I think this is a cultural. I think it's a cultural thing where it's like they would call.
Like, I wonder if they have a word for a set like senpai or something or whatever.
No, it would be sensei, right?
Sensei,
so I think they would, as a nurse, they would call her sensei, and so they're like, well, the literal translation of that's teacher.
So no, I wasn't going after Fuyusaka, and
I don't know whether or not they would have known, or like Ida would have known Fuyusaka was a Moimura, but I'm not sure. There's a lot of conflicting and interesting information here.
After the defeat in 2025.
There you are.
Oh, look, there's another thing on the ground.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Finding you was simply a coincidence. Just like you, I'm now considered deceased. Ever since the battle in Sector 2,
yeah,
I've been in hiding.
So tell me, back on the battlefield in 2064, who you...
Someone did his research. Your Sentinel was the source of the infection, so the evidence suggests that you're the one who used it.
Right. And we know that
yeah.
Ida manipulated Shinonome to put the virus onto his mech, which then made it look like it was his fault.
But now what he's doing is he's throwing all the blame on A.
Yes.
He's like, well,
and
now
that's
you're
why,
the one who's going to be,
And he's gonna be like, hey, look, I survived. Don't listen to Sekigahara because he's a traitor. Yada yada.
Yeah,
that's how
I'm head of command.
I'm not sure who the real culprit. However, Chihiro Morimura enacted.
Okay, boom. I'm not sure who the real culprit is. Actual lies.
That is an actual lie. Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. Like, I'm 99% sure this guy lies through his teeth all the fucking time.
Well, that's why I was like, I feel like, I mean, you know, the best way to lie is to also have like kernels of truth, right?
Sure.
So, yeah.
Spoken like a true
and that's
liar.
why it's like a total
I myself always tell the truth,
so
I'm not as good at it as
you.
yeah. I always tell the truth,
Sure.
bitch.
I'm like, I'm not smart enough to think about, that's like 4 different steps, okay? It's too tiring to do that.
Succeeds, we'll no longer be able to loop, and we can't let that happen.
By loop, you mean going back, and how is that different from shift?
Well, this world was created only 15 years ago. You come from a different world, where the year is 2064. Your world never existed prior to 2049.
Never exist? But
What
we're
a-
in 2025 right now.
This is neither the past nor the future. That's how the 5 sectors were designed.
Okay, so this is just where they spell it out, in case you didn't already know.
They were created when you arrived from another world.
I've had enough of this. If there's really some other world, then...
I take it you're aware of Miura's
logs?
Logs of the year 21. I made an interesting discovery after studying the data myself. I learned that the real world is in 2188. We were meant to return there eventually. However, this world is destroyed before that time can come. A tragic incident indeed.
So also, by him saying all this stuff about the sectors, it also proves that he was lying, because he was purposely calling it a time machine when he knew that that was not the truth.
Especially if it was the result of someone's careless action. Our enemies, the ones we call kaiju, have won to gain control over every mainframe in all sectors. Once that's accomplished, the 5 sectors will reset.
Yeah, so that's the game being lost.
Yeah.
And that's what he meant by time.
Go back in time.
When he means everything got reset.
The recreation.
We merely skipped the recreation by going to Sector 0, which is why Sector 0 being attacked is like a really big deal. So what would happen? So how fucked would they be if, like, they just took Natchan and put her in Sector 0?
I think if the Daimos get there, like, everything would just, like, the game's lost forever.
Like, the whole thing would just shut down, right? Because that's where everything is being controlled from.
You're looking rather pale.
Oh, my brain.
Are things glitching? Oh, is that why things started getting glitched?
Didn't you deliver those pills for Izumi and Shinonome-kun? You and the others have no hope of fully However, there is a way for you to...
How?
I'll extract your data from before you lost your... Then I'll take it with me to the recreated world. That should stop the effects of DD.
Can you really do that?
This is before Tokino.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
I intend to stop Operation Aegis so we can start over again.
Well, because he's also, like... I don't understand, like... Well, I mean, whatever. He's just... I was gonna say, like, it doesn't matter if you take his memories prior to 426, because, like, the nanomachines would be different, I think. Well, maybe not. I don't know.
Where did I get this message?
And if I'm going to do that, I'll need your help.
Oh shit, we are, like, overtime.
Oh shoot, we are 22 minutes overtime.
Let's finish this chapter real quick, and then we'll be done.
Not really.
Oh my god, I didn't even realize.
I need you to find Sentinel number... I know he made a copy of it. The data will be useful in the next world, so I'd like to get my hand. See that drone over there?
Drone?
This is where I put Miura's AI.
This thing?
Yes, but don't act. That's no ordinary. It's him.
Miura?
It was before the Sentinels were randomly transmitted. He transferred himself into that drone, and I managed to secure him in Sector... He doesn't entirely agree with my methods, though. As such, he's chosen not to cooperate. It would be best if you told him you saved him from me.
And that's the lie. Okay.
You're going to convince him that you've...
And Miura's just, like, active right now, because he can still listen to stuff while he's in this form. While he's, like, powered down.
You'll retrieve the data from...
You're asking me to lie to him?
Yeah, this is lie.
He received command over Sentinel number 17 instead of me. I'm not exactly sure why, but he's the only one who can track and act. For your sake, I'll ensure that Miura comes with us. Above all, this is for you and Shinonome-kun. Well then. You can't use the gate at school due to structural... I've set new coordinates further ahead. Feel free to use that.
Hang on,
To avoid suspicion, I'll have my men continue following. They won't be aware of our plans. So try not to get caught. I'm heading back to Sector 4.
Hey, Miura. I'm glad you're okay.
Okay, so... Damn. Oh, Saba, there's only one left. Come on. Come on.
Oh, how long is this gonna take?
I know, but then, like, next... Saba, well, actually, I don't know, because it's an entire fucking thing of... Because the thing is that we, like, I don't think we're going to be able to do this by episode 15. Because we would have all of Goto, all of the combat, and then all of the logs to go through. The last one is super important.
Yeah, but that means we should take dedicated time. We're already 22 minutes over. I've got other stuff I gotta do, okay?
All right.
Blame ourselves for not catching this earlier, so we could have waited to see this next time.
All right, well, good stream. Good night, Saba. See you next week.
Yep, very interesting stuff. See you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.